pain. Very good.
Hello, and we're live.
Hello.
And
Hi.
I'd like to note that Tiny Sea Pig sounds way more German than butterfly, so that should be what we compare to.
Meerschweinchen.
Right. These are the expert conversations you miss out on behind the scenes. Welcome to another episode of Thinning Miss, where characters die and people get really sad. We'll see what happens this time.
Again,
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see. We'll find out. Like I said last time, the dice giveth and the dice taketh away.
Dice taketh away.
Yeah. So this is a game of Pendragon, King Arthur's Pendragon. Why don't we introduce ourselves and then we'll rip into the game. Rebecca, aka Bowie.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I am going to be playing Bowie today. I'm still finding my voice for him.
Finding my way.
Not much. Finding my way. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna be so
and
great.
he's a little bit of the unhinged. So we'll see.
As opposed to all the other characters in Pendragon that are completely.
What are you talking?
All right.
So-
Completely I think I just have a ton of prudent characters in Pendragon. That's what I have.
Yep.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Emily.
But he revels in it.
It's true.
Sure he
It
does.
makes it less.
That's the
Makes it
difference.
less boring. It's true.
Speaking of boring, it's me.
Holy
I'm
no!
Emily. I had to do it. I'm Emily. I play Everett,
You know I had to do it to myself.
who is also kind of boring. To be fair, he's kind of more the chill dude, and the opposite of what Rebecca just described. So yeah, that's Everett, Sir Everett. Sorry, we are a knight.
We are
I'm a big
knight.
kid this time. We are knights. I am now the oldest character, and it is wild.
And what's it like not being 12 years old anymore?
He's 18, and it's good. I don't know yet. I have to be in charge.
He's 18?
Beatrice is
I think
18.
he's 24.
He's 24. Beatrice is 18.
You know what's wild?
What?
You know how old Nimue is this year?
How old is Nimue this year? Oh God,
10.
no! Don't.
10. She's growing up so fast.
She's Pendragon.
Bob, I requested Nimue scene immediately.
Right.
Not immediately for Beatrice.
Like right now? Do you want it right now?
No,
You sure you want her in there?
If Ray and Nimue can talk, and that won't
Exactly.
be weird.
Given we survive that group, then I would like to talk to Nimue immediately. Formal request.
For sure. All right, and I don't think we got to Megan yet, did we?
No, we did not. We're not.
Hi.
So, hi, I'm Megan. I'm playing Merwin today. And she is a young lady who is famously reckless. Not famous yet, I think. She's a 15 reckless, just as much as Bowie. But she doesn't have the stats to back it up. So she's gonna do some nonsense, probably.
Work towards that dying skill. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's recap, but not too hard, because we don't need to get too much into this. Lots of awful things happened. There was a raid. Lots of things went Bernie. Some folks died, and some stayed behind, and others went away. Out of those that went away to the capital of Summerland, which is known as Great Bridge, aka Bristol in modern day, we have Sir Everett, Bowie, and Merwin, who's already present there. We also have, with this group, and correct me if I'm wrong, we're going to walk through the people. You can all say that's not true, but I believe you guys sent Cadogan, did you not?
We did not send
Oh, no.
Cadogan.
Nope.
We did not.
Who was leading the
Sprinkler.
party?
Evray.
Evray, probably.
Evray is
The
leading.
random
we have
lad
Sir
that we did
Pierce.
never met.
Piers is there, right?
We have we have
Oh.
Grifflet. I almost said the wrong word. I was about to make Rebecca cry.
Grifflet?
Yeah,
It's too late. You said the right
I'm
first
sorry.
letter.
I'm sorry.
Does it have?
Okay.
Did you send off Lady Melior?
Yes, because we got her
Absolutely.
afraid enough of Olwen that she left.
What about Lady Leary, who I still don't have a picture
Yes,
of?
we have
Yes.
Lady Leary. We have basically everyone except the
Yeah,
Or
it'd be easier
three.
to tell you who we didn't send. Probably.
Yeah.
Who did you not
We did
send?
not send. We did not send Garanwi.
we did not send Brant.
Cadwood.
Cadwigan.
No, we did send Bradwin.
Didn't send
so-
Cadwigan.
You sent the injured
Garanwi-
Brenwyn?
Yeah.
Garanwi, Cadwigan,
We still haven't
and Gwyned's cousin stayed behind.
Yeah.
3
The
nights.
rest
Sir Kenwyn.
left. Kenwyn, yeah. The rest of them left.
The rest of us are on.
That you're aware of. Okay.
That we're aware of.
Yeah. Okay.
And Ariel, Lilo, and Hefina were
Are
sent
unaccounted for.
elsewhere. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
unaccounted for.
Yeah, but presumed safe because my
Presumed
darling
safe.
squire's 20 years old, and he can do anything.
Can
He is
he?
20 and invincible.
Others not yet
His
present or
physically-
checked in are Nodins and Enfrey.
I
I think
believe.
Anfrey's dead.
Yeah.
I don't think Enfrey passed. Irvin died.
Irvin died.
I'll move a
Yeah.
server.
One of them punched the fuck out of Ariel and dipped.
That was Irvin.
That was Irvin. yeah.
I hope he's dead.
Then there was Anfrey and Nodins, the two knights.
I think
Yeah, didn't one of them die?
one of them died,
We definitely had more
But-
than one of the suitors died.
but there were
Reese died.
Yeah,
Reese
Reese died.
Oh,
yeah.
it was Reese.
So we just don't know where those other guys are.
Yeah.
No, we have no idea. We don't know
No.
if they survived. We don't know where they ended up.
Well,
I know
That's
Lloyd
their problem.
was patched up and okay and sent away.
Who was?
Lloyd?
Yes.
Like we found
yeah,
Lloyd
Lloyd's
who
in
was
Lloyd's
kinda
in the
hurt,
group.
We patched him up and
This
yeah.
group here, up here, is the awake crew.
Oh yeah, it would help if I looked at
Yeah.
that.
And
Checking my notes.
And I'm not showing everyone else this, so sorry, folks. I don't feel like showing a map today. We're gonna show some wonderful faces instead. So
Aw.
Aw, thanks, Bob.
this is your stay crew basically, minus Bowie and Every.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start with Every and Bowie's awareness rolls.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking go, baby. Oh my goodness.
First rolls as these characters? No. we rolled
No.
Last time. Ugh.
Oh man. This awareness is better than Olwen's, but not by much.
Mine is not. Beatrice is better.
oh no. Oh. Well, that's just Olwen.
Succeeded though.
As Olwen as Baron, but yeah,
That was Bowie's
I
roll.
did not succeed.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Bowie's fault.
Every, as you're riding in, and then there's a place to ford the river. You can see in the distance as you near Great Bridge. There seems to be like a small, in the distance, there's like a small because of how far it is away. Army coming this way, maybe? Coming towards Great Bridge?
Oh.
Great.
Yeah.
He'll call, because I assume Bowie's near me.
Yep.
Always.
He's gonna trust that Bowie saw it hilariously, and I'm going to call Piers, who I assume is around me somewhere.
Piers is in fact around you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm gonna stop the group first. There's an army ahead. We're not equipped to fight. Do you know this area well?
It's the Piers.
Yeah.
Pretty well, yes.
They're going to attack. Well, they're going towards Great Bridge.
Ooh, and then he kind of looks around. I see.
I'm gonna point out the army.
Yeah. We'd best get inside.
Yeah, let's go. Bowie, help the people at the back, please.
All right.
The problem is you got a lot of people on foot, and then you have Brandon who's injured and probably on horse.
Yeah.
Being like
It's
led
okay.
on horse.
Yeah.
So.
I'll put some people on my horse.
I'll grab a person.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure a horse can't. I could try and carry more than one person, but I don't know.
I think they're all doing their best to shuffle along here.
Yeah.
I think it'd be hilarious because we have a Bowie here. You know, we're gonna have to throw a horsemanship test. Both of you.
Yeah, let's do it.
But with Bob, I would really enjoy telling the audience that Bowie has a -5 to all of his horsemanship rolls.
Yeah.
It's due to the fact that it's not just a fun little character thing. He literally has a trait called equine dislike.
Horses just really hate his vibe, like
Yeah.
mechanically.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Horses hate his vibe.
Mechanically.
He hates horses' vibes too, to be
Yeah,
fair.
it's mutually.
It's a mutual hated vibe. They don't get along. They have personality differences.
Just
God.
clash, you know.
Indeed.
So,
Good luck.
thanks.
I believe in you.
-5.
Get these people on your.
Oh, what's up, babies? That's a fumble.
No.
The horse says "fuck you" in particular, and you go flying.
Yeah, generally.
Yeah.
I just
The
hear
indignity.
it. I just sent him to the back.
Roll
I'm at the
me
front.
a d6 and then times it by 2.
This horse really just hates you, man.
Oh, fuck me. That's 10.
You take 10 damage from the
Wow.
fall. You like crack a
Christ,
rib.
that's-
You eat
Yeah,
it.
it's like the worst time. It's basically like you just finished crossing and you're moving in, and you say like the slightest thing towards it. And you're like, oh, this is going well, and then it just starts bucking like out of nowhere, and you end up, yeah,
God.
yeah.
Good lord.
You,
Oh.
you hold on for what would be a record time before you go flying off. And
I
there
like
happens to be
imagine-
a stone that just perfectly pads the center of your fall.
Yeah, right. I'd like to imagine that if Ray has like a running tally in his brain of like,
Oh, he
you know,
does.
how long I can hold on to the horse until I fall off.
You see his fingers going
Yep.
up.
Yeah, you just see like
Yeah.
a thumb.
It's not. It's not Mississippi. It's probably like Avon 1,
Sorry.
Avon 2.
Yeah.
Sire, it's not helpful when you raise your fingers like that.
Yeah. So I assume I know Bowie well enough at this point. He's my lovely squire to know what that noise is.
That's an excellent roll to fumble on for Bowie, though. That's
That's
This
so
is a
good.
beautiful one to fumble on. Such a good show of his character. Hearing that, I'm going to look to just the exasperated look to Pierce. who I don't know, but I know he's a knight. I'm going to grab, because out of the people we have one person with a child.
Correct.
Yes.
Idane.
Idane
Okay.
is the only one. I was just making sure, but yep, it's true.
So because
Unless
she
you
has
count
a child,
Grifflet. This guy.
I mean, Grifflet does look like a
Gribble
whole
is a child. He doesn't have one.
He is a child. I'm going to take she and the baby on my horse
That's fair.
because I already rolled my horsemanship, and without looking, he's just going to call to the back and say, "Bowie, get back on," and he's going to tell the people in the group, "We're going to have to move a little quicker, so we're going to pick up the pace. Try and keep up. Watch the people around you.
Also,
make sure
was
everyone
oh,
around
sorry.
you is fine."
Okay. Yeah, people are all responsive to that. Like, I think everyone sees it.
Camaraderie.
You both can test
Was there-
battle too. Also,
Was there
Battle.
anyone
if
that
you checked
laughed?
horsemanship ticket, if you passed awareness ticket, and then battle's next.
Was there anyone that laughed at Bowie?
I mean,
Alarming question.
it's either going to be Grifflet. I think Grifflet did.
Grifflet has
But-
a horse, though.
He does, yeah.
Okay. Anyone that doesn't have one?
No,
Okay.
no, I don't think
alright.
so. Yeah, Grifflet, it was more like is less cruel and more he's just a comedian, right?
He's a brat.
He's a brat. That's a better word for it. Ever, you can take battle. Do you want to roll battle Bowie just an off chance?
Yes. I first things first. I had to make sure that I wasn't,
It's on a. I'm on a timeline tonight. I got plans.
I did not pass.
Roger that. Okay, so I think what you can tell is you're sort of like getting closer. You notice like it seems like a strange terrain. Like it's hard to exactly understand why, but it's like there's this river, and then all of a sudden it just kind of comes to an end, and then it's just like these like barren, like almost muddy lands. I'd say swampy, but there's no greenery to them. And the army just sits at the end of that. They're not moving. They're not marching. They just stand at that border.
Okay.
Yeah. It's quite a large army, too. Like, this would be probably, you would estimate, like, this would be a few counties worth of soldiers. And you're kind of wondering where they come from. But you don't know this. You don't know this area that much. Like, you're from Gentian,
No.
which isn't very far away. Or
Can I
live
see
in Gentian.
banners?
No,
Herald
not at this
rather.
distance, I would say. Yeah, I described it as being very far away. You can get closer if you wanted to, out of curiosity, but
I have Bowie at the back. So I'm gonna ask Piers, who I think is at the front with me.
sounds like a $5 indie band. Bowie at the back.
Bowie at the back.
Love it.
I'll look at Piers. Do you have an idea of who that would be? Haven't been out here.
Yesterday, that was a channel. Today, it's land.
It was a channel yesterday.
He nods, and there's like I mean, he's pretty pale to begin with, but there's something that tells you don't know this guy well, but he doesn't look like he's. One, he doesn't look like a jokester to begin with, and two, he doesn't look like he thinks this is funny.
Who are these people?
I don't know.
All right.
We should find out. I'm sure the Magician King is wise. We should seek King Cadwy's counsel.
Have I heard of the Magician King? Have I heard him referred to as the Magician King?
Folklore? Or recognize, one of the two. Maybe you.
See what I got.
Oh, you can do the same anywhere there's a new...
Equally terrible rolls. Oh yeah, that's not. I have no clue.
Yeah, it's a hard no. You've heard of Cadwy, though, I'd
Yeah.
say. But not
Do I?
the Magician King reference.
The Magician King?
That's a fail for Bowie as well.
Right, isn't that how the rest of you and Logris refer to him? Certainly how Uther did.
I haven't heard of a Magician King. Forgive me.
Well, I can do you one better, because you're about to meet him.
Okay. Does he have a name?
Yes, Cadwy.
You're talking about Cadwy?
Yes. You've heard of Cadwy, just not that... I see.
No.
Where are you from again? And with that,
Ben.
like,
I'm
we can assume it just kind of like...
Yeah,
That's-
like pitters off into like that kind of. Yeah, and leading everyone to shelter.
You know what? That might be a good moment to do, because I don't think we've seen much of every unseen, so you can reply to that real quick. You can do that minor action.
Let me.
You had it right.
The family. I'm from Benoit. Emily's not sure on that pronunciation.
Yeah, that's probably accurate.
Sounds right.
That's how the last name's spelled, so... And
Sir Everett Benoit. My family's from Aquitaine originally.
well, that explains it. He says, and then he just continues to ride.
Yeah.
Kimrick are proud people,
I'm
and you're
gonna
not
yell
one
to
of
the
them.
back. I'm gonna kind of call back to Bowie again. Just say, Bowie, eyes up,
Yes,
eye
sir.
out. You too, Squire.
All right.
You Grifflet, because you doesn't know Grifflet's name.
Griffith's like, you got it, boss.
Mindfulness.
Sir?
Go back to silence.
Like Piers glares at him. What?
I'll call back. My name's Everett, Sir Everett.
Ah, Sir Every.
And your name?
Oh, Grifflet. Not sir,
Oh,
because I'm
Grifflet.
not a knight.
He'll kind of like look down a little bit, like suppress the smile at the like not a knight.
Yeah, I'm
Nice
not yet.
to meet you, Grifflet.
So cute.
And yeah, and then keep leading everyone.
Okay.
Bowie will turn to Grifflet and be like, not a knight yet. How old are you?
Well, not old enough yet to be knighted. I'll be knighted soon, I think.
How soon?
I don't. Bob forgets. What is he? 19, 18?
Oh, okay.
19?
He's
19
the same
now.
age as why is everyone a year older than Beatrice? Good God.
2 years.
Staying
Oh
a
my
few
God,
years
wait.
in
Years.
Barry will be that.
Ariel is 20, so Grifflet is either 20 or he was a year younger than Ariel. I think they were a similar age.
Yeah. I have Grifflet's like years somewhere. Maybe on
It's
the
okay.
thing,
It's
yeah.
not important.
Yeah.
no,
Yeah, it's
still not a knight yet.
Don't
He's
ask
close.
non-important things for non-important. Just kidding.
Wow.
Uh,
Bowie wants to be embarrassed that he was older than him, or that Grifflet was older than him.
yeah, I get you. I don't remember. I do have it somewhere.
It's fine. It's fine. We can.
Oh,
move on.
Owen's family. No, that's Owen. I thought I had Aaronway's somewhere. Aaronway, there we go. Grifflet was born in 475 and it's 493.
He's 18.
That's
There
fine.
was someone the same age as me. I knew it.
Yeah, he's 18.
wow. Younger than I thought.
Hmm.
What a little guy.
All right.
All right. Good.
So-
He's younger than me.
You can tell that as you reach Great Bridge, and the castle is sort of like a bit more in response to this army that stands here. So you're stuck at the gate, and they ask him, who seeks entry?
Sir Everett Benoit. We have refugees from Barrowcrest. It was attacked.
Give me a truthful roll. See what you were. How sincere you come off here.
How sincere I come off. Let's see where I'm at.
They're suspicious.
Yeah, that would be. Why can I not find this? I'm so sorry. Honest.
Trusting.
I was looking
trusting.
for the word.
Or honest, yeah. Go with honest. Honest is what I wanted to do.
Hey.
There you go. Yeah, okay. It sounds really sincere. It sounds matter of fact. So the drawbridge lowers, and we're going to kind of skip ahead a little bit. You are brought into a room gathered with a number of nobles that the two of you aren't too familiar with. Amongst the group that you had with you, Sir Piers and Lady Melior are part of it. Faces you're not familiar with, because you're just not familiar with them, but you might know them just by their title and reputation. King Cadwy is here. His son, Prince Melis, is also here.
Hey.
And Sir Morian is here. Morian will be the first to speak up. Now, alongside Cadwy is another unfamiliar face, a particular lady, and that is Lady Merwin. We established last episode, Megan had gone and seen the strange phenomenon and then found her way into Greatbridge. So we're going to assume that you've had time to sort of raise the alarm to your findings, unless you would have had no reason to.
Oh yeah, probably would have
kind of matter of fact
lingered a little bit to keep an eye on the writers, and then once she figured that out, she'd be like, "Cool, time to tattle."
Yeah, and this is probably like half a day later or something. That's why there's an army there, not a few riders. Now, Sir Morian would be the first to speak up, and he would say, I need an update. Can someone report in on the state of Barrowcrest? I noticed that none of the nobles that I recognize from there are here.
The nobles of Barrowcrest chose to stay behind. They have knights and were staying in the castle.
I see. Very well. To you both, introducing King Cadwy and his son Prince Melwis. Or to you all, he'd say.
I slight question, and this is just Emily for operative. I swore fealty to who?
I believe you're a mercenary knight currently.
Okay, so I don't have fealty to anyone. I'm just a knight.
Yeah.
Random. Okay.
You're looking probably for someone to take you in at some point.
I'll bow.
Unless you want to, keep eating dirt for dinner. It's not a very luxurious life to live as a mercenary.
Yep, I'll bow, and I'm gonna hope that my squire follows suit.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Bow.
But we make sure to bow slightly lower than Evray, just because he's the squire after all. Therefore, more reverence.
And he'll say, I'm Sir Evray of Benoit, and this is my squire, Bowie.
Bowie de Kent?
Sir Morian nods to both of you. This here's Lady Merwin, the first to report sightings of the changes, as we call them.
she'll kind of like, she's being talked to, and then kind of nod to them.
I'll
I saw them
bow.
earlier this morning.
I'm gonna bow my head respectfully at her.
Val's back.
A lady.
Lady Melior says, "Oh, how nice to meet you, Lady Merwin. Regarding Lady Olwen, I believe that she might have lost a bit of her senses. I did try to draw her out with us, but she was insistent that she was to stay behind. Rest assured, I did see her before we left, and she was, in fact, looking rather well. Well, aside from the slight hint of madness, she was of good health."
I saw Lady Olwen. Olwen is the one who sent us off, correct?
Yeah.
100%.
Like,
yes.
I interacted with Olwen.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes me feel better. I wanted to make sure that I was fully aware. Listening to it, Every is going to kind of like tilt his head as she keeps speaking, and he's going to look at her. Forgive me, milady. Your name is
Lady Melior.
Lady Melior. I observed nothing of the sort. She seemed very commanding, actually.
Demanding. Sometimes she gets that way when she's upset.
She took charge of the men that I understand are under her command.
I did see the bullying.
prepared
It's
for a
fair.
siege.
We can explain it all away. The important part is that she is safe.
She is, and leading quite admirably, Your Grace. He'll return to Cadway.
Cadry looks amused, but he doesn't say anything. Melwis says, "Father, you said that you would explain this when everyone got here. Is this everyone? And can you please?" You can tell Melwis is eager to have an explanation. Says it an army's on our doorstep, a foreign one, perhaps a fairy one. Can you explain it, please?
Do we know about Fairy?
Do you? Do
We
you?
just got to Summerland, so I find it doubtful.
I mean, should we test fairy lore?
Yes.
Fairy lore, let's do it.
Should I test that
Oh
too?
my god.
Yep.
I'm not gonna.
Oh, doesn't know shit about fuck.
You roll first. I want to see it.
Well,
Oh, you know more than me.
oh my
Holy
god, Every.
I think
Good job.
so.
What?
Okay, there's no one
I'll
that's
give you one glory, Every.
one glory.
Give me my
Got
one
him.
glory for
Got
that,
him.
guys.
One
Got it.
song.
I got
Went
it.
from 1,000 to 1,001. Oh.
One.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
baby.
No, just kidding. With that, I think it's one of those things where it's like you've all heard I think you've all heard references of fairy. I don't think anyone buys it they're real. For every, I think you've heard of fairies, but you've also heard of the place they come from being called fairy. So when he says, when he refers to it the way he did, you're like, is he suggesting that there's a whole army that came across from, from another
Another
world or another land, might be another way to put it? Over there?
I'm not.
There's an. Forgive the interruption. There's actually an army from Fairy.
Melis just looks to you and sighs and says, Father, this is a lot easier if we just communicate with the Summerland Knights. I know that he means well, but we have a limited time to get through this. There is an army on our doorstep. And Cadry says, Now, my son. They're here now, likely for a time. What you say is correct. There is a place known as Fairy, or over there. The other side. As for this army, Well, that's certainly concerning. We should probably muster. I think mustering is probably a good idea at this point. And, you know, it would probably be bad if they came here. So we should probably avoid that. And I think the best way to do that is to call our knights here. Maybe. So that we might treat, or in turn maybe defend our lands?
An excellent suggestion, my liege.
Good. I'm glad you liked it. I just thought of it just now.
Excellent.
I like it
Ah,
so much.
I'm gonna before Bowie speaks anymore because I'm a little worried. I'm gonna just grab, just very slightly reach behind me and just grab Bowie's arm. Just hold it for a second. The parent like grab the child's wrist behind your hand. Yeah, like grab the that's just slight silencing.
knowing glance at Ivray, and he bites his tongue.
What would you have us do, my liege? I would offer our services.
Well, I guess you have some considerations because we're potentially going to war. Hopefully not. I try to avoid it, but given who this is, that might not be the case. And I guess we'll find out soon. But what we need is maybe every rider in the area, perhaps, to go out and ride and call for news of the muster here in Great Bridge, so that we can, prepare our defenses.
Of course.
Melis just nods. It's weird that Melis responds without a look of like frustration at his father's seeming incompetence. He just gives a respectful nod. And Sir Morian says, well, it looks like we have our orders. Does anyone have any questions?
Oh, I have so many, but my sire will be in charge of asking them for me.
All it took was an emotion on my end.
Melis,
I'm not saying a thing because none of that sounded like anything that was going to end positively
that's
based
fair.
on tone of voice. I don't ask a
Not.
thing unless Bowie tells me what he was going to ask. I am not asking a thing.
Sir, I was only meaning that I wish to understand more details about wherein we would be mustering, of course.
Right here in Great Bridge. We must hold this place above all. And
Wonderful.
plus, it's the closest to the Mudlands.
I would, if possible, if you could send someone with us to fill us in on the general situation so that we can have a plan. That would be greatly appreciated, Your Grace.
Sorry, out of character, what did you request, Avery?
I requested someone to ride with us or just in general inform us more of the details of what's going on. So like the background.
Oh,
So that he could better understand the situation.
yes, that's a good idea. I tell you what, perhaps instead, the two of you might ride further into the south and just let everyone know down there in Wells, in the area, that we need them up here. Sir Morian will supply you with the proper Well, paperwork.
That wasn't the question.
No.
No.
Yes, Cadwig.
When
Yeah.
I just
when
wanted
you're
to be-
Cadwy and you're in doubt, just
Oh yeah.
and you're
Yeah.
asked a question, just choose a different question and answer that one instead.
God,
Yeah.
I
so
love him.
so in response to that, Everett just kind of pauses with the very like, I didn't ask that kind of like confusion. He's gonna kind of look at Melwis, who seems to also be a ruling party.
I think at this point, this is when Bowie's hand just kind of like does the light little tap on his right arm. Just,
Okay. I'm gonna look at Melwis still, like just as a any input, like kind of the look of like, do you know?
Melis looks to you all and then to Cadby and says, "If they're riding into the south, then I'll ride through the north."
Your your Majesty here. Is there anything that the ladies can do? I only have a 4 in horsemanship, but
If you were
I'm
to
very good
scale on a 1 to 20, I would rank myself a 4. Yeah.
yeah, around there. But on a scale of 1 to 20, I would rate myself a 15 on the healing art.
Yeah.
So, is there anywhere that I could be of use there, perhaps?
Cadby says, "I think you're best of use if you stay here. After
Right,
all,
yes.
the knights will come here, and if there's battle, many will fall."
That kind of... Hang on, I have to roll something.
Yeah.
Well, she looks very freaked out by that.
Yeah.
She's not very valorous.
He says, after the second or third death, you grow quite acquainted.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir.
Milady,
She's gonna kind of like...
Milady, you look a bit distraught. You said you were skilled in healing. I've got a
Yes.
bump on my head from a rather willful steed, shall I say?
I wish
Take a
Griffith
look
was
at it
here.
for me.
Yes, absolutely. I can help with that.
Lovely.
Do you think that would be more of a first aid role or a surgery role?
You're the one gifted in that art. Why don't you know? Sorry, I'm sorry. He's so mean. He's so mean. I'm sorry.
You know, I probably would know that, except I've been playing a knight for so long.
Sorry, Bob.
I missed the context there. I'm sorry.
We were asking if. Go ahead.
I got the in character. I
Bowie
missed the
is-
banter after.
Bowie has lost a d6 of... He's lost 10 HP.
Yes.
Would I be able to make a surgery or first aid roll to help with that?
It's a first aid. Yeah.
Okay. I failed.
You're so skilled. You're so good.
I promise.
Rub some dirt in it.
Yeah.
She walks up to him and kind of like goes like, right, okay, can you lean down? And then she kind of like looks at him for a second, and his vibe is freaking her out. Okay, she's got the horse senses, and she's not liking this. And she's like, I don't think I can do anything about it. I'm sorry. Bye. Right back up
Well,
to standing.
he'll gesture to her, be like, quite skilled.
Bowie, Let's get the horses ready to go.
She's like flushing so red and not looking at you.
Yes, sire.
That was embarrassing.
So sorry. I thought it was gonna be better.
We'll do as you wish, and we'll return promptly.
Excellent, very good. And just remember, Sir Morian here will get you the paperwork. Anything
Absolutely.
that you might need to accomplish this will be, well, reimbursed.
Of course. And I'm going to look to Sir Morian for hopes of some sort of clarity.
Yeah. Morian being the most grounded out of the three, just by nature of not being half fairy and not being Cadby, says, I don't really understand what or where this army comes from, but I do understand they are a threat. It's important, regardless of your own... Well, use your own eyes. You can see the army out there. Doesn't matter if they're from the land of Estragales or from the northern Debuni lands above us. It needn't to me. What is important is that we gather our knights from around the countryside. Now, I would recommend traveling during the day only. And stay free of the forest where possible, save for forest roads. We'll leave those for the locals. Just, those a bit more familiar with encountering giants and fairies and all that Summerland has to offer.
You have that problem often.
I'll look to Sir Morian.
I couldn't tell if that was at me or your cats.
No, that was 100% at you.
Okay, thank God.
Good job.
Thank you.
I'm gonna look at Sir Morian. Of course, would you take me to where I can get the relevant papers?
Yes, of course. This way.
And I will take Bowie with me, because, yeah. While we're walking, I'm going to ask. He said reimbursed. I'm unsure of what he means.
I expect, sire, that he means weapons, armor, materials that we might deem useful, perhaps, or whatever we use along the way.
Okay.
But that could... this whole court seems a bit sketch.
The old English term.
The old English term. Sketch.
The old
Sketch
English-
with an E at the end.
Suspicious, maybe?
Yeah.
It's unlike any court I've been in, but we're going to serve it well, regardless.
Of course. I just might take a moment to understand all the customs here, and... well, we'll learn it.
And I will follow Sir Morian to wherever he needs to go, and then I will set off about the task with Bowie.
Indeed. Bowie and Tilly.
Let's go get some people.
Yeah. Indeed. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just want to do one little bit, so that leaves Merwin with Cadwy and Melwis, and eventually Cadwy kind of wanders off, and it's just Merwin and Melwis together. And Melwis says, he's kind of looking out the window at the sight of the army. Merwin, was it?
Yes. You're, what am I supposed to call you?
Prince Melwis is fine.
Prince Melwis. Yes, Prince Melwis. That's my name. I don't think I have a last one. We didn't come up with it.
Are you Kimrick from Logos?
On my mother's side, yes. Barrack Saxon on the other side.
I see. Have you ever seen an army like that?
Megan thinks not. Right?
No, yeah, certainly not.
Yeah, okay.
I forgot you can't see me.
Yeah, I can't see you. I'm sorry. My webcam thing didn't work again. No, sir, I haven't. Is it quite a big one by army standards?
Several counties in Logos terms, I would say. Enough to wipe out all of Summerland.
Do you have, forgive me, I'm not quite sure of the politics of Summerland. Do you have any allies from other counties that you can call on?
Yeah. Not exactly.
I see. Do you think they'll attack? They're just standing there for now? And they returned to the border as soon as they stopped chasing me out. Maybe they're just defending themselves?
Something of the sort. Whatever
What?
that is, he says something of the sort.
Something of the sort.
Their armies have mustered, and so must ours too. Whoever they are.
Well, I hope it doesn't come to a fight. Not just because I am currently standing on the side that's outnumbered 3-1, apparently.
One thing that Summerland does well, if need be, is defend itself.
Then I look forward to seeing it in action. Maybe.
All right, and with that, we're going to jump ahead, and we're gonna have a new scene.
A new
A
scene?
new scene. So
A
give me
new
a
scene.
new scene. Let me do some switcheroo in 1 sec. Because we are going back to the other characters.
Uh-oh.
Back to reality. Whoop, there goes
Oh,
gravity.
Gravity.
I'm scared.
I think it'll be okay, guys.
Yeah, we're
Shake off the
fine.
cringe and put on the other cringe.
Like, done.
Shake off the somewhat noble knight. Put on the really angsty teenager. Who's
Yes.
only sometimes competent.
The sometimes competent teen.
The sometimes competent spellcaster. That is how she is described at every intro.
I like it. The okayest of the sorcerers.
The okayest of the sorcerers.
Okay, sorcerer.
She's 18 and really angsty.
She's
As she
18
should be.
gangsterous.
She has a lot of feelings, okay? She's got lots of feelings.
Oh, I think we
She's a
all
being
have
18.
lots of feelings, darling.
Can you imagine if we knew what Owen's aunt had just
Sorry, if you what? Love?
Can you imagine if our characters knew what Owen's aunt just said?
God. Oh, Melior.
We all might have. I was gonna say if it was
God.
Beatrice, Iranwi, and Owen, I could comfortably say all of them would commit murder for that in a second.
And then we'll do this.
I keep
ooh.
saying, and then we'll do this, and it's really scary.
No, not at all. I'm just
I
switching
think
tokens.
we'll do this. Oh, okay.
I think we should do this, actually.
All right. everyone is back to their original selves. And so we're gonna cut ahead. This is probably the following morning, as Lady Olwyn, Dame Aranwi, and Beatrice make it to sunrise the following day.
That's something.
There's been no
Oh,
no continued attacks or anything of the sort.
yeah, get fucked on sillies.
I spent the night in the weird dude's room, sitting and keeping watch the best that I could.
That's right.
The weird. He has a name.
The Lord of
The Lord of Barrowcrest, that dude. That random dude.
Okay.
The weird guy,
Beatrice-
in the bed.
You know what? It's canon that Beatrice does not know this man's name. I would fully believe it. Beatrice has no idea what this man's name is.
I'm glad it was described better than I stayed in his room and watched him, the weird guy, sleep. That would
Yeah.
be
Yep.
Okay. Let's zoom in a little bit on what's going on here. So the following morning, you can tell the raids are over. You can see a lot of the common folk are back out. Those who didn't escape in the envoy, because there are a lot of unnamed common folk and some that you're not familiar with. You can hear them moving about outside, kind of seeking repairs. You see a lot of smoke where last night you saw a lot of fire. The damage is very serious. Like most of the town, most of the village is destroyed.
Well, we'll take care of it.
Yeah, I think as soon as the raiders are gone and we know it's safe, Aranwi is immediately throwing herself into trying to make sure that everyone is safe, gathered, taken care of, trying to help rebuild things where she can. And I think she is very much trying to occupy herself with that instead of thinking about Gwydion.
Right.
Yeah.
I sat in a room by myself for an entire night, so I think that Beatrice is still in her feels.
God.
Been alone with her
Yeah.
feelings for an entire night, so
Owen probably went back and forth between everyone, probably staying with Cadwigan more often than anyone, but constantly going over to check on Garonweed, make sure he's still around, and not that he wouldn't be, but she's just motherfucker.
But my murder plot, what if he senses it and leaves?
It's not murder, it's switcheroo.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say for sure. That's
mm,
absolutely. Okay.
Mm.
One sec.
She does one day have to tell him, though.
I think as you kind of go out to check on things, Ariel emerges again. He moves
Ariel!
to... Oh.
You're right.
Yeah.
And Hefina and Lilo. I forgot our witch's name for a second.
Yeah.
Whoops.
They're moved away. I brought them back into town once we confirmed the raiders are gone. One of the houses has been made into a shelter. We've been looking after the injured.
You did a good job. Good work.
Is father around?
His repairs left with the injured, I think. He should be in... I don't know if we discussed where they were going
You
in
did.
character.
We
did, yeah. Owen was very clear about where they were meant to be going.
Okay. Then they should be in Great Bridge by now, hopefully.
I see. Okay.
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
All right, I'm gonna make a ill-fated intrigue test.
Sure.
I am really
You called
good
that
at
one.
this.
You called that one. Ill-fated.
Ill-fated indeed.
What does this look like? 'Cause it's kind of a negative. Do you assume he's just being a bit of a snob about the blood and stuff?
Eh, I guess. I
Do you
mean,
misread it?
he's saying he's fine and okay. I think even if she misread it, she still wouldn't like call him on it.
Yeah, but maybe a bit disappointed.
Maybe. I mean, if he's still freaked out by the blood, he's still doing a good job, though. So,
Yeah, that's fair.
wow, maybe I'm extra proud of him. He overcame his fears so well, I say, looking at the guy who's actually just fine.
Right?
Well, I'm real proud of you. I know it must not have been easy with the injured. Sorry, Ariel.
He nods. It's okay. The old witch and her sister are looked after.
It's good to hear. You think you can help with rebuilding stuff now? There's a lot to do.
Yeah, I guess so.
He gets so. Okay, I've just seen your belated reaction in the stream.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kill this kid. No, that's fine. Alright, well, and she'll kind of like point him to a task that he can do to make himself useful. Little Mr. Nobility. We're gonna break some fingernails.
Right. I guess so.
Chip some nail polish. Ooh.
Right? Okay. Interesting. Okay.
God, I thought you meant that in like a torture sense. Then I realized, like, I'm just so used to like, yeah, Ronwe's just gonna do violence. Megan is making violence.
Laugh again.
Wait a
Laugh
minute.
one more time.
Wait a minute.
One more time.
And then it's like, wait a minute, no, she's calling him prissy. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
so is there anything Beatrice or Olwen are after at this point? If not, I can move forward.
I'm sitting protecting the Lord of Barrowcrest.
Okay.
I don't know whether I want to have this conversation with Gronwy or not yet.
Oh.
If you're not sure,
Probably.
then it's a no.
That's a no, yeah.
Okay. So, you see, after maybe, let's make some energetic tests. I'm assuming the three of you are doing what you can to sort of direct things. Actually, hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
Stewardship for Olwen.
That's distaff, correct?
Yes. And then energetic for the other two, I'd say.
Okay, that makes sense. I was like, why can't I find distaff? Because I'm not
Critical
on
energetic.
Oh, I failed. Oh, I'm still on. It was off Beatrice's.
The correct sheet.
It
Okay.
says that.
Yep.
It's the correct sheet, just wrong label.
Ooh,
thank
these
God.
rolls.
Okay. Hey,
What?
We're doing great.
I'm just thinking about. I think Owen still has her 493. I don't know if that's.
You want to turn a failure into a success? You could.
I think this is important enough that
I support it.
yeah. I think I'm good. It's gonna be what year is it? 493.
Three. Yeah.
493. Okay, that's my 493 usage. So I'm gonna
That is your
make that
493 usage.
failure into a success.
It's gone. Okay.
Okay. And then energetic.
No, you don't need to. Energetic.
Okay.
Aaron, you can tick, or actually just go up to 14 energetic. I'll allow.
Oh, just go up to 14 energetic. Woohoo!
I'm tired. I stayed up all night.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was awake all night.
Sleepy.
Olwen, speaking of
Maybe.
sleep,
Yeah.
you got 6 more days before you have to.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what you push past. That's why you're feeling exhausted, but everyone's relying on you. And there's a moment where you think you're going to like crack, and you kind of walk away from everything because there's like so many people asking you questions. You can feel like you look and you're like you see the tree line that you've literally gotten lost in several times. You see
Oh God.
you see the Barrel Vale, and you're like, I could disappear if I wanted to,
Yep.
right? And
Woo!
but you don't.
Baby.
Yeah, you turn around and you prepare
God.
for leadership.
For the
And
work. Yeah. Like Owen's version of like Jones and for Fix. It's like, oh, it'd be real easy. It'd be real easy to just walk right in there.
Yeah.
What if I walked into the woods? What then?
Yeah.
What if I just fucking walked?
At the slightest inconvenience, it's like,
Yeah.
what?
You can take distaff one.
Noise.
Okay, so after like a morning worth of effort, you see a couple of riders heading in from the north. Familiar banners and familiar folks. Sir Piers
Whoa.
and Prince Melvis. And
Hey.
as they get close, Piers kind of branches off from Melvis and continues south.
Oh, bye, Pierce.
And with Piers is Grifflet, obviously. But
Okay. Well, bye,
Very
Grifflet.
briefly. Yeah, he's alive. He's seen briefly.
Briefly.
briefly,
Grifflet.
Prince Melvis approaches, and someone probably announces that. Too.
Yeah. Welcome, my prince.
Your Majesty.
What can I help you with today?
Where's the lady?
Lady Gwynedd
Indeed.
is away on being the royal feast. She has not yet returned. However, I have been in charge since her departure.
I see.
We-
Tragic. What's happened here?
Okay, I was about to slap a prince.
So bad.
that was
Like, we're
an
ready.
extremely. That was a 9-month pregnant pause.
Alright.
Someone put you in charge? Oof.
Right? Ooh, tragic.
That's unfortunate.
You want to see how insane I was?
What a bad choice. Anyways.
It is indeed quite tragic, but we made the best of it, and we got out who we could, and now we are rebuilding.
I understand. Well, if you're acting as head, you'll need to appoint another steward. We will need you and your knights.
I see.
We muster from Greatbridge.
All of our knights.
Or what?
Why are we mustering in Greatbridge?
I imagine
An
this wasn't
army
an accident.
musters at our western border. Now you're all like, western
Western
border
border is
is
water."
water.
The water?
Mhm.
Sock?
Woodlands.
You're like
Like a
Irish?
naval battle?
The Irish would be
Like
like
the
maybe-
Irish?
Yeah. The Irish are attacking?
I don't know. There is an army.
We just
See.
were attacked by things from across the veil.
Indeed.
We can't send people.
If the king requested it, we have no choice.
Are you certain they came from the Vale?
One of them was undoubtedly unseelie. The other was quite pale and corrupted. Unless there's some sort of curse that's turning people, then I can be quite certain.
Seelie and unseelie are like a loyalty or an oath, and a nature at the same time. There are those fairy that resemble the Seelie and unseelie, but are not either. He motions towards Olwen,
Yeah.
and those of the blood of fairy, partially so. I don't know
Oh.
what this army is, and if my father does, he has not said it. But he seems, in his own way, more concerned than I've ever seen him. Whatever he sees, he did not see this.
Well, the fact that King Cadwy is concerned at all and not just lackadaisical about it, that in and of itself is rather concerning, to be quite honest.
He put on an air for others, but I can see through it. He's worried.
I'll figure out someone to steward in my stead. It will make for... Yes? Dame Arwenwy?
Idane? Maybe?
Sorry, what was that?
Idane's gone.
Idane?
Idane?
Idane,
Idane's gone? Where'd she go?
Idane
Right.
went with the refugees.
Bridge.
Well,
We are really running out of names.
We have no
here.
more people. We sent
Yeah.
everybody away.
if
Lilo?
Idane...
Lilo? Oh.
Let's put Lilo in charge.
I'm not sure
Yikes.
that's a good choice.
We are running out of people.
Yikes. Well, if Idane were deemed to return, I would feel quite comfortable leaving the homestead in her stead.
Would she have?
I'm sorry, Megan. Don't give me that.
Would she have retainers that would look after her?
Oh, Flory?
The retainers are being called the muster, aren't they?
Knights, yes.
Kat and Petra.
No.
Why not?
Let's put Kat and Petra in charge.
Wait.
No, not in
retainers-
charge. Idane
Retainers
in
do
charge.
what? Exactly? Out of character.
It can be. It doesn't have to be a knight. It could be a cavalryman or like a spearman or like a
Oh.
you know an
So you
esquire.
could just be like,
I
we're
thought
gonna
they were like
grab a few
handmaidens.
of the general dudes and leave them there. Okay.
Yeah.
That seems.
But
Were
she
we
don't
able to
have a lot
find-
of in general. Like that's one thing
Yeah.
We weren't able to find other lads, were we? The unaccounted for boys within the
Yes, actually.
Nodens and
Yeah, I forgot to play that out. They are around, but they're likely to head to the muster. At least the knights are. For sure. Who else did we have? Let's see. Nodens and Frey are gonna head to the muster.
yeah. Oh God, Lloyd. We sent Lloyd, but he wasn't the.
Yeah, we don't really have anyone.
You know what?
And fucking Reese is dead.
It's up to you.
Useless.
It's up to you. But Kenwyn is not from here. If you trusted him, you could put Kenwyn here, especially if you put Kenwyn here with a Dane or something. I'm just throwing that out. So there's Kenwyn, there's Garanwi is here right now. But Garanwi would technically owe fealty to Summerland and should muster.
So
Yeah, Garani should muster.
we can.
Kenwyn isn't from here, and he's
Lady Gwyneth's cousin.
Gwyneth's cousin, so I mean he wouldn't run the place to the ground, hopefully.
I would leave. In my
It's too late for that. Anyways.
Yeah.
I would leave Dane,
Yeah.
Kenwyn, and I would leave some cavalrymen loyal to us.
Yes.
So that if Kenwyn tries anything, we have people who also back only a Dane.
I know that Cadwigan would probably be called to muster,
Cadwyn's gonna be called muster.
but oh God, he's such a good steward. And he's got 18 loyal.
See, now we
to
love
Lord.
Cadwigan.
I'm
Yeah, man.
neutral on him.
Yeah. Like,
Let's not
be
go
clear.
too far.
We make a good team.
I like him.
Mm-hmm.
You are all driving me nuts.
Sorry.
He murdered someone.
Okay.
Oh no, we've all murdered someone at some
Yeah, at
point.
this point.
I'm complicit in a murder, kind of. I was a distraction. I fully. Anyway.
All right, so
So a Dane, Kenwyn, and cavalrymen. Do we decide that? Does anyone
could.
have any other ideas?
That sounds really good.
okay.
Before we muster, I think Owen is gonna have to have this conversation
which
before
comes
we leave.
With who?
with Granmi?
With Garanwi.
I would like
before
to have
we-
a conversation with Melwis.
Okay. Let's do the Granmi one, so we're leaving on a different page than the Granmi thing
Yeah.
as we go. Yeah. Okay. We'll start with Granmi.
Because this needs to happen before we
And-
go.
You can have Granmi if you want to have something with like a Dane or your family or whatever. You're more than welcome to before, because this will be like a summarized next couple of days. Like a Dane will be called for and back tomorrow, if that's what you guys decide on. So it's like, hey, I know you just got here, but go back. We need you to
Go back.
It's fine. You have a kid. That's totally easy to travel with.
It's only like
not a
5 or
big
6
deal.
hours, I think. Anyways. So.
Whatever.
Okay,
The horse
that's
does most of the work anyway.
On horseback with a child.
Yep.
Yay.
Also, papoose. That's the word I was looking for last week.
Okay.
Anyway,
Focus.
I'm so focused right now. So yeah, Owen will find Gronwy.
Granmi has been pulling a Denethor for the last little while.
Oh yeah? Does he know? Has he figured it out?
Yeah.
Oh, go on with me.
I think someone alerts him to it. I'm not sure who would have, but someone does.
Yeah.
He's out in the courtyard by himself right now, sitting on a bench.
Walk up to him, like pick a couple flowers on the way. Sit next to him, start kind of idly making a flower crown. So, you look like you have heard
My son,
Now.
My heir. The future of my house. All gone.
Yeah. What? Yeah. So you know why? He was my best friend. He was like a brother to me. He loved you so much. He tried so hard for you.
What a cruel fate he found.
At least he had someone who loved him there with him when it happened. For what it's worth, I'm sorry I lashed out at you. I was angry. Because he deserved so much more. Don't you think?
I should have tried harder. I should have brought him. London.
Or you shouldn't have put so much pressure on him.
He looks at you. He was weak. He needed training. In the end,
he was strong. His mind was... He was so brave. And it was that mindset that drove him to be there in that moment.
and yet no one will remember his name.
I will. I would do anything to bring him back, if it was possible.
He's
Would
gone,
you?
Lady Owen. It's not worth considering.
Is that a no?
To meddle in the Lord's affairs? No. Of course not. Do you suggest necromancy?
Of course not.
You gotta remember, there's a lot of folklore around necromancy that kicks around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not a weird, like, unheard of magic. It's what people tend to blame everything on.
Yeah.
Like, maybe their crop's not growing. There's probably a necromancer nearby. If it wasn't a fairy.
Yeah. Never suggest something as unholy as that.
Good. My son deserves rest now.
He deserved a life. I don't think it will ever happen, but if you find an heir, adopt, or something, do better next time. Not in terms of raising him, but in terms of being a better father. You were cruel and unkind.
This world is cruel
And
and
yet
unkind.
Then be better. The world is what you put into it.
I wouldn't expect you to understand.
I wouldn't expect you to have a heart.
I will grieve for my son, but I will do so alone.
Me too. The king's called us to muster. And she'll get up and leave.
Okay. All right, and then we will move to, I think Beatrice wanted to talk to...
Melwith, the
Yeah.
worst person for me to talk to at any
Right.
given moment.
No one's here to elbow you.
Yep, and that should be frightening. Yep, this is gonna go great. She'll probably just try and catch him before he leaves, unless he's planning on escorting us.
No, he'll be leaving immediately and then sending a messenger back to Idane.
She'll
So-
catch him
Okay.
before he leaves. Melwith,
That's... He stops himself short of it.
it's me.
He was gonna say that's Prince Melwis, but he doesn't.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
He saw who it was, so I was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is a useless.
Now's not the time.
I know that you aren't the biggest fan of me. But we're about to go to war and this feels appropriate. I don't know. I'm not good at the socially appropriate thing.
I can see that.
That's fair. I haven't slept, so it's probably worse now than it normally is. She doesn't look as, like, outrightly aggressive as she does towards Melwith. So I feel like normally she's, like, very,
Yeah.
like, ready to fight him at any... She doesn't. I met your mother. And
Did you now?
what is his reaction to that statement?
Suspicion.
I did, briefly. She told me, well, she talked to me for a while. I mean, I don't ever know what's going on. She's probably arguably the person that's told me the most. I won't tell anyone anything she told me, but I think you should know that I know about your family. I'm not going to tell anyone. And I think she misses you in her own way. I get that you might doubt that. She sounded like you would highly doubt that, but I had hoped she'd find you before I did, but clearly that didn't happen. From the absolute champion in horrible parent rearing, I thought you should know that she misses you. My mother would never miss me, and I think I'd like her to. But she won't. And you have a mother that misses you, so I thought you should know that.
Let me just check something here. Alrighty. You see the pride come off of him a little bit. And he nods. You're a strange one. But I won't forget what you said here. Thank you.
You're a good person, Melis. Don't forget it, okay? The world kind of sucks right now. The invisible people kind of see that you're a good person, I think.
I should go. I'll see you
Stay
in
safe.
Great Bridge.
Stay safe, and she'll do her quick turnaround and very slowly, because we flailed our energetic, trudge her way back up to the castle again.
Okay. All right.
Like how she was like, "You're a good person, Melis." He's like, "I have to leave immediately. This is weird."
Like, I need to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Just
getting
My
immediately,
strange child is talking to me. Why?
immediately pulling a Commander Shepard and going, I should go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow, this is getting way too close and comfortable for me. I better mess this up somehow.
Yeah.
Yay.
I feel like they're both awkward in that situation. It was just like, hey, everyone, turn, walk, leave.
It's getting
We
chummy
out,
in
fam.
here.
Oh my god, guys.
Oof.
I was freaking out the entire time, okay?
Yeah, man. Ooh, that. Ooh. It's like, yeah, that Garami conversation that did not go how I meant it to go when I sat down, but.
Yeah. Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay.
Let's go.
Okay, we will go to Iranmi next. Anyone you want to talk to here? This can be after Dane arrives if you'd rather, but up to you.
I'm not sure how much I have to say to her aside from like, the usual like good lucks and stay safes. I don't know.
Yeah, no, we can move forward too. Like, I just wanted to give
Yeah,
you an
I don't know if
opportunity.
I have anything particularly important to talk about.
Okay, perfect. We shall move forward then. And Lady Leary does return with Idane as well. As does, I think, Branwyn, who's not really in shape to muster. So Branwyn will be... Branwyn's patched up enough to ride, and Branwyn will come back as an escort, hearing the news. Okay. You learn that other places were raided over the next night. They don't come back here, but Axbridge gets hit, and a few other places. Piers and Grifflet are okay.
Okay.
Good.
And they're not completely demolished like this place was. So, but it seems that the raiders continue to plague the lands. I think with that, we're gonna take our first break for the night. Maybe our only.
Okay.
Who knows? All right.
Who knows?
We'll be back. Bye. A few days pass, and then a week. An army gathers. They muster at the castle, Great Bridge. The other army remains at the border of these new lands in the channel, or what was previously the channel. Now, lands, barren lands filled with mud. After many contingents of Summerland Knights begin to gather in Great Bridge, a flag is waved. One calling for parley. Talks between the two armies and their great leaders. Now, I'm interested in seeing more of Eranwe and Owen and Beatrice. And the three of you have gained quite a bit of respect as sort of figures within Summerland over the last few years. So you'll be accompanying the king, Sir Morian, Prince Melwis, and a few other knights. Of course, your own knights will be at your own contingent, so they'll be present. So you'll have Cadogan at your defense. You'll have, obviously, Aronmi. And I think that's all you have, actually, for direct knights at your defense now, because Doggett's gone and Brennan's hurt.
Yep, doing great.
Yay!
Killing it.
We got it, guys.
Got him.
Got this.
All right. So we're going to open the scene there. And we'll start with either battle or awareness rolls, your choice.
I'm gonna roll
It's-
battle. No.
If we impassion ourselves, will that only be for this roll, or will it last
Be for the
like,
scene.
for
The scene.
Oh.
this?
Oh.
But it will be, if you impassion yourself, that passion is active for the whole scene. So it's like emotionally you'll be playing off that whatever impassions you. You'll be
Alright.
extra passionate about
Well-
that thing.
I have not been passionate myself. I've just succeeded on awareness. I have commitment issues.
Roger that.
I'm scared, but I'm gonna impassion myself.
I believe in you.
Godspeed.
God.
You got it.
Oh, thank
Yeah, look
fucking
at you.
God. Alright.
Also success for me. Let's
Hells
go.
yes. Let
Everyone's like, we're going into parlay. Everyone impassion yourselves immediately.
And for
Are you
Hmm.
kidding me?
Rough.
The dice hate me, guys. They hate me so much.
it's a
Why?
5 for 17, right? Passion. Yeah.
Sure.
It doesn't go up to
I think
10 until
so.
20, right? Okay.
Sorry?
It's a 5 until it hits 20, right? The exalted
Correct.
passion is 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you
Yeah,
crit.
I
If you crit on a 16 plus, then it's a plus 10, I believe.
for sure.
Okay.
All right. I passed awareness.
You pass the awareness. That you did.
All right.
Okay. A couple of things. You see as you ride forward, for those that pass, and I'm going to say that Beatrice even sees this. Beatrice is going to have a reaction because Beatrice sees this, which will account for the fact that you are... Oh, you got a 15, so you are not going to have any negative here. Never mind. You're not in melancholy or anything, so never mind.
Oh.
So Beatrice, you will not observe this piece. But all three...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all three of you, as you look across the knights, this is the most knights, and for two of you, the closest you've ever been to battle. You never seen so many people, so many horses in one place. For our army, you've been here, but not, it's not every second week for you. I think once, was it? So far? Twice.
I think
Twice in one
twice.
campaign.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds right.
So you see the other side for those that pass, and you can see that some of the sentrymen look a little weird. Almost like they're built from underneath their armor, where their arms are showing. It's like there's like clay instead of skin. It just seem strange to you. There are a lot of knights in the dark armor that you saw before. And of course the banners of the raiders that raided your lands fly neatly across the entire army. At the helm of the army, you see a figure. The figure is distinguished mostly as the head holding a shield that makes it clear that they are in fact the lord of whatever this is, whatever this army is. They are in command of it, as other banners reflect. And they are distinguished by a wolf's helm that they wear proudly on their head. I'm going to let Zach go ahead and describe this character for me, please.
Right. So, yes, this heavily armored knight is quite massive in size and stature, standing tall as well as broad. He has darkened armor that covers most of his body, though the armor is almost entirely encrusted with dry dirt and even wet mud. It's very visible that he's quite dirty as far as knights go. Bits of this dirt and mud seem to fall off periodically as he stands there. Particularly lathered is the helm, the metal helm, molded into a wolf's head, which masks his large head, and he does stand very strong and moves only with purpose. It seems he seems to be surveying, well, the opposing army across the field at this point. In one of his hands, he holds a spear. Actually, it's planted into the ground as he holds it, and it does, well, perhaps it's too far away. We'll say it's too far away to really get much detail on the spear, but it's definitely a warrior. This leader, he seems like a threat.
For those also that passed in earshot, and for even in the case of Beatrice, the one who didn't, you're close enough to Cadwy to hear his mumblings underneath. He says, this is what I thought it might be. And then Melwis looks at his father like strangely, like,
How close am I to King Cadwy?
You're in earshot, but you're not like right next to him, kind of thing.
Can I very quietly say, because like I've noticed the armor is the same as the ones who attacked us, right?
And the banners. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna very quietly say that to those two. That these were the ones who burned down Bearcrest.
Right. So it was a coordinated attack.
This is bad.
Indeed.
Agree.
Well, we have to maintain our courtesies and not betray any hint of prejudice.
I won't speak.
It's for the best. I mean,
Probably best dead in either.
Yeah.
Didn't there used to be water there? By the way,
Yeah.
there's definitely water.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
really bad.
It's almost like the
Yeah.
river has been dammed now, and so like the water is not flowing freely like through to. It's only been a week, so the water is maintaining almost like a long lake, right? But it won't probably for too long. And that is a very important river for Summerland as well.
Untold environmental and economic damage. We need them to stop.
really interesting spear he has, though. Steady.
With that, Mela says, "Father?" And Cadby's not like moving forward. He just seems to be like thinking. And Melis says, "Enough."
Malish.
Melis rides forward.
I ride up to Cadwy.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same.
Oh, if someone else is riding up to Cadwy, I follow Mo.
Okay. Oh god, okay. Yeah, I'll go up to Cadwy.
Okay.
Sire, my king, your majesty. I know I'm not exactly the best at this sort of thing, but you seem exceptionally distraught. And that's not the Cadwy I know. You're a strong king. You need to show the people that. Show your son that, sire.
Give me a courtesy test.
I've succeeded.
Okay. So while you're doing that, we're going to cut over to Melis, because Melis is impatient about his father's delays. And he rides forward a few feet and says, "Foreign lord, you enter the lands of Summerland and King Cadwy. I am his son, the prince. Prince Melwis."
The knight in the wolf's helm doesn't even look at Melwis. He's looking across directly at King Cadwy. And he says, "I will not be addressing such a young one. A runt. I'm here for the pretender king over there."
This disturbs a lot of people, and they're like shouts through the crowd, and you hear, like, for those that are around, like in the crowd, you hear Sir Gaiden say, "Pretender? Our king is ancient. He's as old as Summerland," they say.
Quite ancient, and I know this well. But it matters not. He is still a pretender.
Melis frowns that he wasn't recognized in that moment, and he says, "You will acknowledge me in the end. If not this day." And with that, he kind of turns and rides back to his father's side, realizing that this is not going anywhere.
I follow him back. Just riding in circles.
Is King Cadwy? What's he doing? Is he responding to any of this?
He's a bit like he almost seems like I think from across the field it looks like he's pensive. Like he's contemplating his words. Something one might expect from such a prudent figure. Prudent diplomat.
As the king is thinking, the leader knight will step forward and say, "If introductions are in order, then I am the Mud Lord, the Muddy Lord, the Mire Master Claude Cleaver, the Silty Stab, rider of the Wild Hunt. But you, Cadwy, you know my name. You know my name and why I am here."
But I will not say it. I won't say it. I know it, and that's why I won't. He says that like almost under his breath. You hear little bits in gibberish across the battlefield as he says that. It almost looks like he's talking to himself. What?
There,
I'm gonna clue in for Aranmi and the gang. Any response here as this is happening?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to find my notes on what Melis's mom told me about Cadwy.
I remember, I mean, he's certainly a fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I remember the Wild Hunt being mentioned, but I don't remember for what.
Oh, God. Megan has a vague idea of what the Wild Hunt is in general, but I don't know what it is in Pendragon. I think Aranwi is not feeling great about her king looking this upset about things, but
Yeah.
she did say that it would be wiser if she did not speak for this meeting, so she's not speaking for this meeting.
Did Cadby have any sort of response?
To the courtesy, I think it's like I don't want to take away from the success, so you can take that for starters. It comforted him, but there is something internal going on. It's like he is struggling to come out of and speak, and this is the first time he's weird, don't get me wrong, but this is the first time you've ever seen him fail at diplomacy or fail at something like this altogether. So, in fact, this is the guy who's managed to turn Uther away elsewhere twice through words. So
I would like to put myself directly behind Cadwy and Melis.
Yeah, I want to be close to Cadwy as well. And I mean, Charlie's angeling this. Cadwy's angels. Is there anything we can do to help you in this?
I don't know. I don't know how to get through this.
I'm gonna reach out and touch his shoulder.
All right. I need another courtesy roll here.
Cool.
We are really playing with fire here, boys.
Yes.
I've passed.
Okay.
I'm gonna try with my weird eyes to make eye contact.
As you reach his shoulder and you touch him, he says, "Don't touch me! Don't touch me!"
Oh, sorry, sire. Sorry.
You can see like a certain amount of, well, let's just call it madness in his eyes right now.
Oh no.
There are mechanics. To bring him out of this madness.
I would like to try to do that.
So there is a response to this that you need to know, just so you know.
Okay.
A failure to this is like you're basically contesting a passion of your choice, probably your highest one, the one you're invoking, against his whatever he's maddened by. If you succeed, all is well. If you beat him. Should you fail, you lose like you fumbled
right.
a passion, so you lose 1 point of it automatically, and he lashes out.
Understood. You can test a trait as well, correct?
You can trade. You can test a trait. Same consequences though. Should you fail.
All right. And he's testing it at a minus something.
Minus, right. Minus
Right,
5.
I'm gonna
for his
test my valorous, because I'm gonna be really brave standing up to the king.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, that's really good for you. Okay.
Yeah,
And I'm impassioned.
you got it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
That was beautiful.
Okay.
As a nat 22.
Okay. You beat him. He is.
Oh.
His fear of the Mudlord is gone.
Sire. We need you. We need our king. Please.
Right. I don't know what came over me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, all of you. I'm king.
You are.
Right. He rides forward a couple of steps.
Oh, and passes the fuck out. Jesus Christ.
I follow again.
Future's just kind of like trailing after people. Like,
Yeah,
lost
I really
puppy.
am.
What is your valorous normally, Owen?
17.
Okay. I'll give you a tick then. I don't think it's fair to leap a 17 to an 18 automatic.
It's already tick.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. But.
You can tick courtesy if you haven't done that.
Ooh. Yep.
At that point, Cadwy says, "I'm the one you seek, King Cadwy. I'm here to negotiate, Lord of the Mudlands. Why don't we put all of this aside and we could feast together, like we did of old?"
The helm, the wolf helm, sort of tilts to a side, almost like it's examining this rather round king riding up and talking. The Great One would be so incredibly disappointed seeing you like you are, Cadwy. It sickens me. It should sicken you. Why are you here and not taking up your father's mantle?
I am in Summerland, where I belong. As the king of the land of summer. That is my place.
That is not your place. We both know this.
am not. What do you think I am? I am my father's son, but I belong here. This is my place.
I don't believe so. In fact, it cannot be so. Your father is now missing, and you need to take his place. You need to take the reins like you were meant to. But no, you dilly and dally with these people. And he kind of, for the first time, looks away towards the opposing army, and he almost exudes a bit of disgust through his armor and through his helm. These ones, not sure why, but it's a mistake and a folly, and one you will turn away from. You will, Cadwy. Will you do this now? Or shall we force it?
There must be a way.
There
A
is.
way.
Oh. Erna, go ahead. Sorry.
No, that's perfect. Continue. Yeah.
He's gonna say, a way. There is only the muddy way, and it has brought me here now to bring you back to your throne. You've wasted enough time here.
I'm sorry, but if that is the case, I must decline, my lord. My devotion is to the people of this land.
These people. Do you coddle them, Cadwy? I see a few of them, tiny, small, weak. They won't survive the days and nights to come. You'll see this in time. Though, it seems you have chosen a path more painful. Out of respect for your Lord Father, my armies will hold their advance for one cycle of the seasons. The raids will continue, of course, to remind you of our resolve and your obligation. You'll have one cycle, Cadwy. One cycle to come to your senses and harness the power in your name and your blood. The throne is yours, and you will sit in it. I will make sure that you do not disgrace your father's name. I will make sure.
Cadwy just looks down. Is that all you have to offer, then? Those words?
Are they not enough for you? Do you wish to feast on some more?
I should warn you that Summerlanders don't take kindly to invaders.
Good. The muddy way teaches us to seek and embrace adversity. I look forward to the battles to come. All of us look forward to it.
With that, Sir Morian says, Sire, my king, we should pull back. Eranwi, I want you to make a spiritual test.
Against worldly or just spiritual in general?
Just spiritual. Are you impassioned? You're not.
I'm not. I had commitment issues.
You may tick spiritual.
All right.
For a
Gonna
moment,
give myself back to being friend.
right, as you are standing there and watching all this take place, you see the Mudlord move, shift his weight, and as he retrieves that spear back into his hand, as it looks like things are about to go underway,
That thing
you
mine?
are sent into a series of flashbacks, watching
Oh.
one after another of what looks like, I guess, unfamiliar strangers, but people in older garb, further and further back, and less garb, more Pictish as it gets further and further back, at least like Picts, more woad, more bestial and nomadic. But the one thing that remains in each of them is watching their fury as they fight with that spear, first on foot and then later those mounted on horse. And you realize at that moment that that is the spear of the Debunai, your people.
Uh-oh. Well, that's gonna be mine. Maybe. I'm gonna have to heal first.
Oh.
All right. Are there any parting words from our Muddy Lord?
I can't believe you.
The Muddy Lord he looks over the forces arrayed against him, and he looks back towards his own forces, and then turns to Cadwy and yells enough for everyone to hear. Sacrifice as many as you would like to hide yourself, King Cadwy. But we will find you, and we will wrangle you back to where you belong. We will make you see the righteousness in our actions here, even if you don't now. Blood will soak the earth and turn the dirt into mud, and we will all be stronger for it. One year, or one turn of the cycles. Just one. Until then, King Cadwy. And with that,
You see Cadwy freeze in any response or retort. It's like there's still this like pause in him. Now he's not maddened by it, but he is still impacted. And his mouth opens several times and no words come out as Sir Morian turns to him and says, "My lord, we should depart." With that, Cadwy says, "Oh, yes, right. We should return." And I think with that, Zach, thanks for coming on board and playing that role. Always good to have you.
Yeah, always love joining and playing
Yeah.
interesting characters.
I was joking about the Muddy Lord, but like the second you said it, like canonically, I lost my fucking mind.
I was waiting for people to draw the parallels from like the Mudlands. Things are dirty and mud,
Immediately.
and then
Then we went there.
I can't believe you guys.
So So 4 out of the 7 people that watch this show will now understand some kind of reference to a previous
Yeah.
game that we played. Congratulations. All right. Thank you very much, Zach. Why don't we go to a brief break and we can say our goodbyes to you, and we'll continue on with a little bit of aftermath. I think. So,
Okay, aftermath.
Yeah.
BRB. right, we are back with Owen, Beatrice, and Eranmi. I'm gonna start with a folklore, fairy lore, or if you have religious pagan, that would be religion pagan. That would be your best bet if you're good at it.
Is this a different scene or is this the
Oh.
same scene?
This is the
It's the
aftermath.
same scene.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so,
can we use our? We can't use our.
Oh, that hurts so much.
are we still in
Eranmi.
passion?
Yeah.
Are we still in
Can I
passion?
have a geniality?
No, passions will need to be retested. Well, no, I'll allow it. I'll allow it right now. It's immediate afterwards.
Oh, that's good because I would have failed by 1.
You said folklore, fairy lore, or religion pagan?
Yeah. Okay.
11. Pass it a fairy.
Okay, so it makes sense. Like, Eranmi, you've heard in folklore, you've heard a little bit about the wild hunt, so you pick up on that context, but you don't really know a lot about it. It sounds something, sounds like something you were told as a kid to stay in bed, but because the fact that your Samhain was a living nightmare, maybe you bought it a little bit.
I feel like that would be a sensible thing to buy,
Yeah.
considering.
Right? You're like, oh, people actually went missing when they went outside. So, as for the fairy lore side of the fence, you would have a little bit more on the wild hunt, and kind of the context of what it is, just at a real high level. Did I explain this prior?
I don't fully recall. Like, I think it might have been sort of vague.
Yeah, I think you
Yeah.
explained it to me very vaguely at one point too, when Melis's mother was explaining it.
Okay. Right, because that was mentioned there a little bit.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I shared my information, but
No.
I'm pretty sure Owen has also gotten a general go over of the wild hunt.
Trying to figure out
But
what to give that fairy lore reference. I think it's widely like sort of believed and revered, and that the dogs and like the hunters are typically a party, specifically hunting dogs, the otherworldly and fairy believed, or fable, like believed to be fae. You saw in the transformation of, you'd link that maybe a bit to the transformation of the Goblin Knight's steed and the dog form that you saw it once have, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think if there's any other value there. The dogs of the legend, they're actually referred to as dandy dogs, which is not at all a good indicator of what they are. And the hunt is kind of like retrieving souls that ought to be brought back to where they belong, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
They say that the hunters themselves are often souls of the dead. Though there's a weird blend, like oftentimes there's a blend with fairy, but with the references you heard from Eranmi before about visiting the land of the dead, the overlap between these things could be, it's all the other world. It's just different separations of it. For Beatrice, the reference that you heard around Cadwy and what the Mudlord spoke of would suggest that this is if you're right on it, the son, or Cadwy, is the son of Gwyn.
Gwyn. Yeah, that's what I know that Mouse's mother had told me he was the son of someone in the Wild Hunt.
Okay.
And I didn't know who,
Yeah,
I believe.
And Gwyn is like one of the pagan deities.
Oh no. And they're missing. Lovely.
Of a sort.
Yes. Oof.
You
Okay.
believe that
Oof.
they once faced an exile from this land, or a banishment from this land. There are a lot of, the stories of paganism. They're often told through oral. So there's 5 or 6 or 7 conflicting stories about them that don't all link together, right?
Yeah.
Without it being written, it's not clear on what's the most accurate. But that what was said suggests that. I think what you're able to piece together is that if his father is Gwyn, Cadwy is not part of the hunt, not part of the Wild Hunt, and this Mudlord expects him to be.
So, would I know if Cadwy was expected to take his father's place in the hunt?
There's nothing about Cadwy in the.
Okay.
This is the kind of the first couple of times you ever heard anything about him being the son of Gwyn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. I would continue my shadowing of the royal family until we get to complete safety. Ideally in the castle.
Many of the soldiers, for all of you, there's a lot of disarray. They saw their king kind of fold under the so Summerlin's been built on this confidence that there's this great old and mighty magician king who sometimes doesn't really appear that way in front of them at feasts and stuff. He seems a little mad, but it's sort of believed to be perhaps a cover, or just that he's quirky, or that he's part fairy. But seeing him fold like this in front of the entire army, there's a lot of disarray and lack of confidence by the army about by this mustard battalion, right? About trying to overcome an army 3 times their size, trying to overcome, and more importantly, no one's really understanding why this is coming, what the hell happened, where this, a lot of Summerlanders, they're superstitious, but they don't know a lot about fairies. They just know where to avoid and what to do. A lot of superstitions. So it's kind of like a bad scenario for y'all. On top of that, there were threats of ongoing raids and ongoing deterrence, and you have 1 year before that threat comes due.
Yeah.
1 cycle.
I would like to focus in on the 3 of you and give you an opportunity to roleplay together, because we haven't done much of that, this session. We've been on a mission, and with the second introduction of our characters, our secondary characters, I think it's time to visit some Olwen, Beatrice, and Ronwy moment here. Go back to the mains.
Right. Oh. Well, that's certainly something.
That went very badly.
Very
Could have
badly.
been worse, I feel.
I really thought he was going to kill them.
Oh,
I want to
he
say
is-
talking to Cadwy. Is he gonna be better?
I think so. I think he was scared. Maybe. It
Right.
wasn't all there, really.
So
I
if I'm
think
gathering this right, our king as a father, which means there's someone even older than our king, and
people have
he wants him back home? Like a runaway teenager?
I guess.
must be nice.
It didn't seem nice to Cadwy.
No.
No.
I'll take intrigue rolls from all of you on that.
I love making intrigue rolls. We should do a winter phase so I can tick it again one day.
Intrigue. Yeah, I'd love to tick my intrigue. Please, intrigue. Screw
Please?
you, intrigue.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I accidentally rolled twice and I failed twice. Good job, team.
Well,
The one who succeeded was Owen.
Owen, I think you're hearing this, you're like, that doesn't quite line up. Like, or we don't know that might be the better angle. It's like, do we really know that his father wants him back? Or is that just...
Yeah. Is that just conjecture based on what the Mudlord said?
Right. His father was missing.
Right.
Oh. And he's got to replace him.
This Mudlord man, this Mud man, Moss man, whatever he is, he's got. He seemed to have a lot of expectations for Cadwy to take over for his father, from what I gathered. It was way over my head.
That's the impression I got too, from whatever strange fairy politics they were talking about. You think he's gonna do it?
I think he's
I
scared.
mean, he seemed like he wasn't gonna.
I don't know. I don't think he is. But I feel like the veil's thinning. And he's got a
Can't
year.
withstand that many raids.
Well,
It comes down to if he wants to stay or if he sacrifices himself for his people. It seems
which I think he might do.
he has an heir.
However, we might. If we can fix the veil within the year, you might not have to make that decision. I doubt we can do it in a year. It's a daunting task, but
What else
Wouldn't
can we do except
that-
cry?
exactly.
That family girl talk about closing it completely.
I mean, I haven't seen her in a while.
I know you don't want that.
What?
I know you don't want that. You.
Oh, I thought you said I know you don't like her. I was gonna say
Just shut off the world
I
of
like
fairy
her.
completely.
I know you hate Mifandri. I know you hate her with a burning passion.
I love her so much.
I know you don't want the veil to be closed.
Right. It doesn't matter what I want. I can't be selfish. Just because I might miss one person. I saw everything that happened in Barrowcrest. If that can happen everywhere, I can sacrifice seeing one person for the rest of my life. As
It's
much
just
as I
not
don't
be able
want
to.
to.
We're alone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Not like
Well-
I imagine this is either on a ride back and you kind of separate a little bit to talk or something.
Ronwy does
I'm
like
not gonna
the
mess this
look,
up.
Around we outs me a
the look
second time.
around before you tell an
In front of the
off-color
entire
joke.
army.
Like,
Gonna look
okay.
around. Beatrice, your magic!
Yeah, yell it.
Oh.
Get a megaphone.
Magic! You can do magic, Beatrice!
Yep.
You wouldn't be able to, though, if we closed the veil, right?
You're a wizard.
You're a wizard,
Whoa.
Beatrice, but you
Um,
wouldn't be.
Sorry, I distracted.
I don't suppose. I don't suppose that I could.
Right. I mean,
Everything comes at a cost.
We'd all be making sacrifices. But
I feel bad suggesting it. I feel like I'm the only one who wouldn't be. I'm not connected to it at all, except for. Right, I think that guy has the spear.
yeah, that's
That Melissa
what I said.
What?
told me to get.
He has it?
He has it, yeah.
Why does he have it?
I don't know.
Of course he
That means
does.
we have to. That means we have to either close the veil or fight him. And I don't like either of those options, really. If
I
I'm
think whichever one we can
honest.
get to first is probably the best bet.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to close the veil, and I'd probably die if I fought that man, so still a little
We'll have to do some
unsure what to do
research.
about all this.
I would have
Very
to
soon.
talk with some people to get an understanding of what we're doing.
Perhaps Athena might be able to shed some light. She
Athena
has
and Lilo.
affinity with the Fae. Maybe she'll know how to specifically. I mean, Lilo knew the ritual for closing up the Wildcat camp. Well, maybe if we got enough acolytes and do it on a larger
Maybe.
scale.
I feel like the king might have cause to want to find a solution as well. And
You
he
can talk to him
seems
about it.
powerful.
Yeah.
We can ask him.
Gently though.
Yeah,
I
would
don't
have to.
I don't want to upset his mental state. It seems fragile.
Well then, if I'd have to out myself either way at this point. I don't think there's a way for me not to.
If you don't do the
You think the
talking, you
king
don't have to.
fairy's a fairy?
Well, if we're talking about ways to close the veil, then
I mean, it
we need
won't-
to come forward and essentially say I can do it, which I'm pretty sure that the king and Melwis are at least suspicious of what I am.
Melvis's
Won't
mom
matter.
called herself the Lady of the Land. I think that Cadwy's all right with magic.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
If there's anyone we can come out to.
so that's an
it's-
option, and then fighting is an option. So I think we present that to Cadwy, but we also add the caveat that I am very young. I am.
I am so small.
I
Yeah,
am
you were.
not the
12?
most effective magic user.
You're sometimes effective.
Thank you for that vote of confidence, Owen.
course.
Been effective every time it mattered for me.
You need to stop putting yourself in life or death situations because
I'm.
then you put
Oh.
me
I
in
would
like
say I'm trying, but that would ring a little false right now.
So we can go. Who all do you think we should include in this?
And family, if possible, if there's any way for me to get in contact with her. I think that maybe she'd know how to help. She seemed keen on it when last we spoke. And then Cadwy, if anyone can rally help for us, it'd be him. He's got the power, he's got the pool, he's got the resources, influence. Well, something.
Performance today, he might not have.
It could have been
the role
worse.
He thought he had.
It could have been better though.
We all have our off days.
So we need Mifanwi. We need the king. Possibly the prince.
Possibly.
Lilo. Well, people we can get in a meeting today, because I have a feeling we're not staying here for a full turn of the cycles.
Agreed.
So today, who we can grab? Us three, Cadwy, possibly the prince. That's it here, right? I mean, we can bring Cadwigan, but I don't know what Cadwigan's gonna lend to the situation at this point. Branwen. But again, I don't know what we'd be bringing at that point.
Brandon's back.
After.
Anyways, she went back with the Dean.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. So we don't really have many other people that are readily available. So we might just need an audience with the king. That's what it's sounding like.
That's what we can do right now.
Back. Yeah. Right now, that's what we do.
That's the tool
Present
that
the
we
options
have.
that we have, and then yes.
Gotta use the tools we have.
All right, Olwen, we need a courtesy roll to seek an audience with the king.
Please.
Is this a scene?
Diana.
This will be a new scene.
Okay.
Yay!
Cool.
I believe.
Eranwi, how interesting that spear was to you.
Oh,
like in
no.
a supernaturally interesting sense.
Like in a supernaturally interesting. Please roll 66 for me.
Fuck me.
No.
Oh.
Can I try? I can't try here.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Wow.
Where were those rolls when I was fighting that goddamned knight last session?
Yeah. It's a weird one, but we're gonna put it here. You may add love, Spear of Dubuni, 25.
Whoa. You love it so much it makes you look stupid.
You are
Oh my God.
you can't shake. So this isn't gonna ground you like in every scenario, but like you are dreaming about it when you sleep. You get distracted sometimes when you are in conversations as you think about it until it is in your hands.
Thank
I'm
God.
fucking
To distract her
yes.
from the
Wow.
Goblin Knight.
Yeah, the Goblin Knight's happening before this. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Currently,
How do
that
we
is
spell
true.
Dubuni?
What's that?
How do we spell Dubuni again?
I think it's DOBUNNI. Yeah.
Okay. Dobunny.
Yeah.
Alright. Rolling
And-
to make sure it worked.
I
My
think
server
I have.
connection.
Do I have the map up for you of the lands of the Bunai? I don't think I do. I'm just gonna throw it up for you here real quick, and we'll see if I can do that without breaking everything.
Well, you critted.
Shocking, I know.
Wild.
Weird.
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 Oh right, I guess I don't auto crit. I just get
I'm trying to think of
That's
how I
fine.
get an audience with the king, maybe in a less legal sort of way.
Yeah.
I think
that's
what
what I'm
happens
thinking.
is like you get shut down by Maureen. Maureen's like the king needs to rest, and you're like, and it's like he needs to rest.
Can
like,
I
you saw
can I
him at.
behind
Mhm.
her
Fine.
just be like,
I helped him.
Can his
I got him out of that state. Tell me when he's available.
As soon as he's had time to rest and he's back to himself.
can we talk to his
Understood.
son?
What about the prince? Would we be able to talk to him at least?
Of course.
We're telling Melwis. That's the best we got.
Mom.
You're telling Ellis.
Ta-da! It's your 3 favorite people, and by that I mean your least favorite because we keep popping up at the worst times.
Mean.
I'm Ellen.
We got him out
We're
of
bad.
Fairy.
Yeah, he
I'm
appreciates that. He does.
Yeah. He's just a brat. He's just a prince brat.
He just does.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that too, for sure.
Yeah. But he's got issues. We all got issues. We're
No.
doing the best we can with the tools we have.
With the tools we have. He just happens to be a prince, so he has a lot of tools.
He does have a lot
Yeah.
of tools. Okay. I'm a peasant. Don't know what having those tools is like. I assume we're letting Olwen lead the way in because she's the lady.
Yeah, I don't think it's super important with the prince necessarily. Like,
Okay.
I mean, he's
Then I
an
walk in
important
out of sight.
figure, but like, you know, they're pretty relaxed in Summerlin in general.
I'm gonna wait
Melis,
for Morian to leave the room before I speak.
Oh, 100%.
I don't
Yeah,
think
we
he
all
planned
just
to.
stare.
I think he folds his arms behind his back. Like, he doesn't get it. He's not trying to be a pest. He just doesn't understand that you need
Right.
privacy.
Mel.
Do we need privacy?
Prince Melis.
I'm gonna. Sorry,
Oh,
go-
right. We're gonna. You need privacy.
Goodness.
Not like that. She's gonna tell him things maybe that we don't want Marion to hear. I'm sorry. Leave me alone.
Do you want to speak or do you want me to speak? Rebecca to kick Morian out.
Yeah. Sir Morian, if I assume that perhaps your assistance might be better served with the king.
Oh, that's okay. The king needs to take his rest anyhow.
Might we have a moment with the prince?
Oh, of course.
Thank you.
My
kindly.
apologies, my lady.
Of course.
With that, he'll exit. And he'll leave you with Melis.
So that
So-
went badly.
Indeed. He seemed to recover by the end, but I've never seen him like that. You're right. I mean, I didn't doubt you, but it's one thing to hear tell of and another to see it.
I don't know who this is.
I've heard of him.
What?
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't know who it is?
It's before my time.
I mean, yeah.
I'm gonna look at him
How
looking very confused.
long? May I ask you a question without sounding rude or
You know,
may I speak for ignorance? How long has your time been? Keeping in mind that, well, you and I are similar.
yes. I know you're new to this knowledge. It took me some time to truly understand it. I look like I'm in my early 20s, like a young knight. And I grew at a normal rate, a normal age, amongst my peers until adulthood. From there, time seemed to have less of an effect on me. Half so. I'm about the same age as King Uther.
You're what?
I thought that might be the case. So before your time means it's been quite a while.
He nods. I've never seen... Father can be confused at times. Erratic. Lost in his words. I've never seen him afraid, though. But I saw him afraid today.
Must be something quite effective to do that to someone like Cadwy.
It sounds personal and something that I don't know, something about it. It's like, well, my father, he sees the future quite often, or glimpses of it.
Scrying. Or just something inherent, flashes, premonition.
He nods.
I
He
see.
has visions.
What he was mumbling, I think he is blind to this. This is something he couldn't see or didn't see. And I think that terrifies him.
So perhaps it was a flash of some future that he doesn't feel like he can avoid.
Father is no knight. He's always favored peace over bloodshed. That's why we went into the mines rather than face Uther's terror, what we could anyways. The marshes protect us, the land will. When invaders come. Those invaders are usually people, not fairies from the other side.
Are you aware that the veil is thinning?
I keep hearing reference to it.
It's what we've heard as well.
I'm pretty sure it's nearly gone.
We have to be the ones to close it.
The land has been sick these past few days. I don't know.
I think I know why.
So do I.
I had a vision. I had a dream. I saw Ufa sustain an injury. And as it happened, there was corruption. This smoke, this tendrils reached out across the lands and corrupted it. And the next day, at some point, I felt this pain. It's all over.
I'm gonna kind of glance at Owen. You have a lot more than I thought you did.
What you mean?
You see a lot more, you feel a lot more. I had the same vision and the same pain. That's why those around me dropped too.
To clarify too, because Owen was on that drug, hers was a very vivid.
Yeah, hers was very
memory.
vivid. Mine was like
A short
the
piercing
downgraded.
sort of yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
So I saw Uther get injured.
Yeah.
And then I didn't see like the corruption to that point, but I saw the injury. Am I correct or am I wrong?
Owen's was a nice long dinner. Yours was blended into liquid
Like
and then
flashes.
forced down your throat in a matter of 3
Okay,
seconds.
so
Yeah.
so is it fair to assume that I can say I had a vision as well, or should I not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Never can.
Yeah. And you
Okay.
can even reference it. I just want to clarify for the out of character point that
Yeah.
that it was like hers is like very like she's got specific points of memory. Yours is like this whirlwind that you have to interpret.
Flashes and yeah.
I
No,
think
it's-
that's affecting the veil. I think that's what's... Because the next day was the attack on Barrowcrest. It could be related. It has... I mean, it doesn't have to be, but... It seems... like it is. That's the simplest solution. I don't know what to do about it, but we have to find something. Can't just let it happen.
My mother may know more. As much as I hate to admit that.
We've all got issues with our relative parents.
There's something
Well-
that I heard the druid speaking of at the time of Aurelius and then Uther. The land and the king are one.
One land, one king.
He nods kind of grimly to that.
What I heard.
What happens when Uther dies then? He's getting pretty old.
I would assume that so long as there's an heir.
Is there? I don't...
He's got his bastard son Matic, doesn't he?
That's true. Those knights that came to Barrowcrest. Is it something about Merlin had been stolen? Something?
Merlin was rumored to have stolen the king's son and heir.
Right, that's what that was.
Ah,
Regardless, it sounds like we might need to find Melis's mother. And I have a couple ideas of where to do that.
No,
And
this
then
is
we need to
another...
figure out if we want to try and close the veil or get ready to fight.
I think we prepare for both. Do our damnedest to close the veil and prepare for the fight should we fail.
Closing the veil will have a lot of ramifications. We need to.
So there's something I let you all roll with in the moment because it made a lot of sense that you would jump to that conclusion. But I want Eronmi, I want you to make a battle test specifically for us at this point.
Uh-oh. Battle ain't that good yet, lads.
I have a 1, so I think you're doing great.
Alright, well my 6 is better than that.
Yeah,
You can
man.
always impasse.
Oh my
Hey.
god.
Oh, hey.
Ooh,
Because you're a knight, I'm just
Look at
gonna let
me.
you can just raise that to 7 in this case. It's a very
Yes.
like a battle should be 10 for a starting point for a knight. So we're just gonna we're gonna give her yeah. So
Mm.
I was trying to get that up, but
well
not
you
fast enough.
started out in a very unorthodox way. You didn't go through 8 years of squiring and 10 years of being a page, right? So like you're catching up pretty good. You're like a hedge knight basically. That's what you are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured she wouldn't have had any like formal training, so she's just now starting to like study that stuff.
Yeah. What you kind of, as everyone's talking about that, and there's this point where you're like going in and out of thinking about that spear.
Yeah, Ronnie's kind of like, wow, there's a lot of magic talk happening.
Here.
That was a
Yeah,
cool
anytime
spear.
you feel around me like zoning out, I'd say that it's likely towards that. Because that is your biggest passion.
Yeah.
But with that battle roll, it kind of clicks in your head that you saw the Goblin Knight there. You saw him the night before that though, too. Or the time before that.
Mm-hmm.
During the day, I think actually was when it happened, same day. And you realize that you didn't really no one really confirmed where the riders came from. No one really confirmed that they passed through the veil.
Yeah, I just kind of assumed that.
Yeah.
Oh no. We're chasing
Hey, where'd they-
tails.
Where'd they come from then? What's up with that?
I think you can't be certain. They could theoretically be crossover from anywhere. But is this
Oh
guy?
my God.
Are these guys even unorthodox, or sorry, are these guys even unseelie? Or
Yeah, there was a there was a corruption on the guy. One of them looked human, but he was just pale with a corruption to him.
now, I think you start to hear, or do you folklore test everybody because you're going to be here for a day or two.
Let's go.
For a day or
I succeeded
There you go.
too.
Ooh,
Oh,
critical
Fail.
folklore.
I'm doing great.
Okay, that's a tick for those who succeeded both in this case, and then Olin gets 4 glory as well.
What for?
wait, a tick for both?
Yep.
Both of us?
Yep.
Yes.
It's an important one.
Oh yeah, because it's important. Yeah.
You hear rumors that a lady here, aka your other character Megan, spotted knights and soldiers and rumors of what looked like almost like a distant castle coming from the land that was once channel. That was once water. The land that was once water is kind of how they refer to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just to clarify, a hard horse ride, like a proper knights going on a raid would probably only take 3 or 4 hours to get from there to your lands.
Mm-hmm.
So closing the veil would do
Closing the veil doesn't do anything.
quite little for
Fix
this.
anything. No, it doesn't.
Other than
Wiggle.
potentially block out your upcoming duel.
Well,
Yeah.
That's
all right.
true. Hi, let's close the veil so that you keep one more fighter.
No, you're right. We don't need to make sacrifices quite yet. Don't give me that look. I'm sorry.
We need to get ready for battle and find Melis's mother.
I guess so.
Sorry, Melis is in the room. We're talking about him like he's not here. I feel
The
bad.
cat's mother.
I assumed you were. Well, we were kind of meta out of charactering that, because
Yeah.
to do that, so we can go back into character from here.
Like the lady of the land.
Yeah. She was. Correct me if I'm wrong, Bob. She was going with Gwynedd? Or no?
No, that was
not.
That was Nineveh.
That was
Nineveh.
That was
Nineveh.
Nineveh, that
Nineveh
cheeky
Doggy.
jerk. Alright.
I like her.
Nope, never mind. Then I have no input.
Ooh, she's got a fun symbol too now.
Did I see what
Mhm.
direction the Lady of the Land went when she left us?
Yes,
while
I believe I specified actually, so you're good there. She went, she said that she was returning, and then she went north.
Okay.
No,
I
I think that's inaccurate. I think she did say that she was going to Avalon, did she not?
She is going to Avalon, you're right.
think
And I told her to
so,
stop and
yeah.
see her son because parenting, y'all.
Mhm.
She said she was going to Avalon.
Is Avalon one of the cities that was... It was across the water. Wasn't in the water. Was it?
I don't
Are they
know.
related?
Do I know what Avalon is?
Not fully,
No.
but I think Melis will give his best explanation to you. Avalon is the home to the Ladies of the Lake.
Beatrice is gonna roll her eyes and look a different direction.
It's an island, at least it looks like one. It's near the marshes, near Glastonbury. That's where the crossover is, anyways.
I've seen it, I think.
That would be probably news to. She has? What?
Wait,
No, you did. I'm just saying for
I did.
others
Okay,
that
I
didn't
thought you
see
were
it, be
saying
like,
this-
you did?
you
What?
cut out for a second. I was like, it's news to Emily. Did Emily mess up?
No, it's probably news to like. Olin
To everybody
and
else, yeah,
Aran.
I haven't told a single person. Owen, Ronwy, Melwis, no one knows.
I believe you. I should return to Father. I have my own preparations to make while Father is in the state. I am preparing for war. If that changes, if there is another option, please bring it forth when the time is ready.
Of course, Prince Melwis. And if there is any way we can lend our services to you and Cadwy, you have whatever I can lend.
Of course. Once Lady Gwynedd returns, could you be sure to
Notify you at once?
or at least bring her up to speed?
Of course. Tell my lady everything. It'd be hard to hide what happened to Beryl Crest from her.
The mist, the thinning,
Mm-hmm.
has that affected the veil?
I mean, there's more incursions than there used to be. but they seem to be keeping generally on their side.
There's a red cap
Goblin
on the
Knights seem to
loose.
think that he would only be able to cross over at Samhain, same as always.
Okay, that's good.
Well, that could just be him being
Yeah.
honorable about his agreement. So,
His agreement's holding by a thread.
I mean, he gets to try and kill me one way or another.
Yep.
Oh well. But he seems to be willing to wait that long, which means he probably is planning on it holding, at least
Awesome.
until Samhain.
All right. I think we're going to wrap up there and give you guys a week to think about approaches to things.
oh, Emily.
You have a...
I have a question.
Yeah.
Before we leave, I'm gonna, because, you know, we're on the everyone has mommy issues trope right now. I'm gonna ask Melwis if there's anything he wants to give to his mother. Because clearly I'm
Yeah.
going to see her before he is.
Yeah.
I'm apparently the patron of reconnecting with your parents. So,
Yeah. Beatrice's nature, always nurture, and Iran was just like, I like my mom.
I love my mom.
Aaron
She's
was like, I
great.
loved my parents. And we're like, what's that like?
Great.
I just have some issues. I have the very normal, just not
So-
quite filling my gender role, and my mom doesn't know what to do with me kind of deal.
Yeah. So
Which
I
is
would,
not that
You're a
bad.
better girl.
I would ask if he had anything to give to his mother. I would also spill on everything I know about his father's heritage. Because I wasn't sure in the initial conversation that he, based on the conversation with Aranwi and Olwen in the room, I wasn't sure whether or not he was aware of everything.
I think we pretty much.
I'm gonna.
You get the
Word
impression
vomit.
he's heard the rumors. Whether or not he buys them all is another thing.
Cool.
Um,
That's what I heard from his mother. I'm just going to hear.
Yeah. What you see for a moment, like he contemplates, but his pride gets the better of him, and he says, "There's nothing she can give me, nor I her, at this stage."
Guy.
At this stage,
All right.
you know what? No, we're gonna choose. Wait, I want to roll something.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good.
I
I
have
was
to
just
roll
gonna
for my response.
jump in there,
It's
but if
just
you
me.
want
No, I went.
Yeah,
I went
oh,
and found
for
him
sure.
by himself because I'm not supposed to be letting any of this be known. I'm super
so
sneaky.
sneaky.
Let
You're
me see.
so
What would this
sneaky.
be?
Super sneak.
What would this
Can't
be?
believe this
Secret?
man
I
Be
didn't
is
reckless
think
versus
that.
prudent.
literally
Like whether or not I'm
eavesdropping.
gonna give like, I'm just gonna say okay, or if I'm gonna give a me answer. Oh well,
Well.
this is already looking pretty interesting.
Now I should critical reckless. I'm not quite, but it's
All
going
right,
on.
well we're going reckless.
Yeah.
Beatrice is going to look this man dead in the eyes,
Wow, 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 wow,
and
wow.
she's gonna stare for a second because she's creepy.
Creepy
That's fair.
child.
I'm not a child. I am an adult.
Creepy adult. That's
Yeah,
not
just a creepy person, really.
You're just a little bit of a
I'm
weirdo
gonna
now.
awkwardly like intimidate, like trying to like. She looks angry, frankly. And then like she's just going to pause and just say, "I'm disappointed," and then I'm gonna walk away.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna go ahead with the rest of my time. I talked with him. I gave him a
Ooh.
chance, and he decided to be
Ooh.
proud. And I hope that dings his pride a little bit.
Probably will.
Great.
I think.
Great.
Yeah.
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 Are you
But
allowed to do that?
And
He'll
then
sit
turns
silent.
and walks away from him. She also does not the entire time refer to him as Prince Bellis because we're just gonna keep that going.
That's Beatrice. She doesn't have her courtesies.
I don't refer to people as titles. Typically, I'm very bad at it. So
Titles
she does
are
it to him on purpose, though.
Yeah, I get that.
So yeah,
It's a symbol of
So,
hierarchy, and we're not
I
about
walk
that.
away.
Okay. We're gonna end on one brief
Sorry.
thing. No, it's all good. As you arrive back in Barrowcrest, you see a strange sight. There are dozens of people here
Oh no.
Oh,
rebuilding.
okay.
Oh.
And as
Gotcha.
you kind of come closer, you recognize Rickard and a number of the people from his faith are actively volunteering and kind of leading some of the rebuilding here. And we're going to that is where we can pick up for next session.
Okay. That's
Hey,
really
Rickard.
sweet. Thank you for ending it on something not as stressful.
Yeah,
Right?
other little guy.
Even though
He's
the music
not-
has been so stressed this whole time.
So immediate thoughts for what to brainstorm on are what to do about Samhain, because that will probably come up if we don't have a solution. There are lots of things you can try. It's not just prepping Aranmi for that duel, though that is one option. Right?
I'm just gonna keep her on me inside. Gonna give her some knockout.
No, you can't come inside, you bastard. Yeah, you break the
Yeah.
rule. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave a note for him like, "Hi, I kept
Aranmi.
her."
Other considerations or anything you want to chase down, because they'll be we'll probably conclude 493 next session. If
All right.
we'll either conclude it or we'll need a part 2, which is Samhain.
Which is sound. I think I should chase down that fun little spear instantly. Like with a 25 passion level fervor, I think I should get that spear for my right.
Yeah. I think your character is with that 25 passion, you are pulled towards retrieving. It's kind of like this has come up recently. It's like not far, like 28 for Pelennor is hunting the questing beast, right? Which is why when
that man.
that's why when one of the open Pendragon characters gave him a horse to ride, he tested that 28 versus his honor, and his 25 beat his honor, so he just took off on the guy's horse and left him to fight a giant on his behalf. So
I'm like nuts is what you're saying.
you are downright obsessed.
Down bad.
But
Down
but
bad.
play that in a way in
Down
which
bad.
it's not completely debilitating and it's kind of fun and stuff. If that makes sense. And then allow me to make it debilitating when possible by challenging you with rolls at times. Yeah. So.
Okay.
But in
all
general,
right.
unless I call for a roll, it's just something to role play off of, something to, if you have free time or whatever, something related to that. You can build whatever someone might do to achieve retrieving that and getting it closer. That is what you're considering, or perhaps it's what.
Okay.
And if you need to test that against like honor or anything, or let's say you need to go with Olwen and Beatrice on something, and you also want that thing, it doesn't help you if you die. That's something that Aranmi would understand. It's not a reckless thing. That it can be reckless, but ultimately it's about Aranmi owning or possessing that thing. Possessing the spear.
Yeah. I want to have that spear. It's mine.
That spear.
You also remember a particular knight that you met having a very similar kind of reaction to.
I've been thinking about him. I don't remember. Is he the dead one or the one that punched my squire in the face?
He's the one that punched your squire in the face, I believe.
No, he's neither. He's neither. He
Oh, thank
is.
goodness.
He's Sir Anfrey.
Anfrey.
Anfrey, okay.
Anfrey's the one that during the fires, he kind of launched into an obsessive sort of ask about the spirit divinity.
Hang on. Which means that he probably saw it. Where's Anfrey? Where's that man?
The last
I
time
might
you
have
saw
seen
him,
it.
he was alive and stuff. He had survived the raid.
Anne Free.
What does this man know?
I'm writing
You
down
don't
Anne
give
Free. I'm adding
passion
it to
like
the
that.
list.
You you got it. You got the
Addictive
spear
list from
from
the
seeing
ether
it,
list.
right? Like that's what you know, right? So
Yeah, so like, has he seen the spear? How'd he see the spear?
His name is on
That's
the list.
weird.
one can't know. Who knows? Who knows?
Hunt
One
that
never
man
knows.
down like a
That's one.
dog.
You just recall him in that moment.
So what you're saying is that if on Samhain I was like, oh, I heard of this drink that if you drink it, you will have visions of the spear. Aranwi. I don't know if that'll help you,
Oh no.
but she just go gulp gulp, and it's like, uh-oh,
You-
that was
Drug her on
sleepy
me
time
unconscious
too.
and yeah.
Uh-oh, oh no.
Oh no!
So the
Some
thing
great
about
wine.
Aranwi is, and this will be interesting because what's
What a-
Aranwi's honor right now?
18 currently.
Yeah, that duel, because you challenged, not attending that duel in any way, shape, or form, short of an agreement, will net you a loss on honor.
Okay. Someone's gotta knock me out, kidnap me, cudgel crew me. I need
Yeah.
to be on the
You think I'm
mainland.
I can do some
joking?
more
You think I'm
magic.
joking about knocking Aranwi's ass out and keeping her inside?
Yeah, right? To
I'm
get her to
not.
avoid dying in a duel?
have-
Yeah.
That's the goal?
Somebody
Not
has
that that's
to
a
take care of
one-sided trait.
herself.
I'm just saying that that's your character's
Yeah.
interpretation. I mean, who knows?
Yeah,
the
no,
dice in this
definitely.
game are pretty wild. We've seen some crazy stuff come from it. So,
Yeah, I mean, I've got a 20% chance, I think. 5%. I don't know math. I was an
Sort of
English
percent.
major. I have a small percent chance.
the other consideration is that you now have a passion that nets you a plus 10 whenever you trigger it.
I do, and I'm basically like guaranteed to win that. So
Unless
say
you
that.
roll a 1.
Well, it's activating my passion. I'm not like competing against him, so all good. Something to consider indeed. I shall
Yes.
brainstorm over
There's
the
a
week.
very 4% chance that you roll a 1 on that passion and fail it.
As a house roll, but it's low.
Yeah.
Oh, house rule. Okay, there we go.
When you're rolling uncontested, if or nat 1 is still a nat 1, or nat 1 will be like a fumble. Or failure, not a
Sad.
fumble.
Failure.
Failure, not a
Yeah.
fumble. And that is only because otherwise I don't like the idea of no chance of failure. I think it's really uninteresting to me. And I'm seeing a lot of it as people maneuver into later parts of the game. There are things where when you like pull out from the game a bit, you like zoom out into so a lot of times we're zoomed in on a particular scene. You zoom out into the winter phase or whatever, it can be like roll against this raid. And my options are do what everyone else is suggesting, which is don't let you use your passions. That's how most people work around it. It's like, don't let them use their passions in certain scenes. I'm like, I would be annoyed as a player to have an option where the GM just decides whether or not you get to use your passion or not. And like, it's really arbitrary to me. It's a high arbitrary, low just, right? So I prefer to have a rule that allows them, but also always presents a chance of failure. Not fumbling, but failure. It's like you're so good that fumbling isn't possible anymore, but you can still fail.
All right, makes sense. Though, as Trent has pointed out, I also have a 35% chance to crit the passion, so not a bad deal. Not a bad deal.
This is a trade-off.
You have many options, my friend, and I'm not sure exactly. I wouldn't call any of them right because I don't have control over the game to determine that. A lot of it is rules, and it just depends. There will be consequences for every one of them, and enjoy.
Yay, I love consequences.
Okay,
Some of them good,
consequences?
some of them bad. Who knows?
Who
Love
knows?
having
Not me.
Yeah.
But yes.
Do better. That's the answer.
Do better. Do better.
Have you tried just winning
Say,
before?
yeah.
just don't suck.
Yeah.
Don't take my words against me, Bob.
Okay, so let's wrap her up because it's 11:30. I'm on a flight tomorrow, and y'all are probably needing some bedtime as well. So let's move through. Hope you all enjoyed. Thanks again to Zach for his totally
Thank
planned
you,
and
Zach.
brief
Yeah.
but wonderful portrayal of
Oh,
the
That
Mudlands.
was so
world.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
Let's do some outros, starting with you, Rebecca.
Hi, I'm Rebecca. I played Bowie and Owen. And I'm having fun with both of them. Still working on Bowie's voice, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's a process. Um, but I had a great time. Um, recording episode 6, I believe, of Masks this weekend. Or not this weekend, this Thursday. That'll be exciting. Hopefully, episode 4 and 5 will be up soon. So, that's fun. You can find out all about it on the socials and the links and the social links. And yeah, it's exciting. It's run by Mark, who is in our Sunday game. By the way, we have a Sunday game, and it focuses on knights and stuff, and Salisbury and Uther and that side of things. And it's very, very good, and you should definitely check it out. Also, join our Discord, and I've linked all the things in the Twitch chat. Family.
Excellent.
Is my mic working? There it goes.
No, it is.
It didn't light up on my screen for a second.
It didn't at
Here.
first, so you're good now. Though.
Okay, fantastic. Hi, I'm Emily. I played both Beatrice and Everett. I will not be working on my voices for either of them because I am a player who cannot do any voices. So I was mad impressed by Rebecca switching accents very, very quickly.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have any socials, but I had a ton of fun. Thank you, Zach, and thank you, Bob, for running the game because it is super fun and I love it.
And thank you for playing. Megan.
Megan! I am Megan. I played Merwin and Aranwi. Merwin was fine, except for the part where she made one roll on one of her best things and then beefed it. But it's fine. It's fine.
It's a great first
And Aranwi's a
impression.
little nuts. Yeah, great first impression with the meanest boy in the world. And Aranwi's nuts over his spear now. Nice. But I also have a +10 passion now. Very good, very good. Overall, hell yes. Maybe I won't die. Bob, your turn.
Awesome. I'll start since it was mentioned for some of the design. All the player character, all 3 of these, plus the other 3 secondary characters are all drawn either by Megan, Emily, or a friend of the show. Was it Jen? Is that-
Jen.
Yeah.
Jen.
Jen.
So, yeah. So
Super shout out to all of our wonderful artists.
yeah, love it. All of them are good.
Mhm.
Good stuff. As far as things to shout out, we have a community server where we play open Pendragon. It links to this world, and feel free to join up on the Discord. Come join the game if that's something that interests you, or join the Discord to find out anything new about the upcoming streams. we primarily focus on Pendragon and this community. I'm also involved a bit in some West Marches D&D at Project Aurora. And I'm involved, as mentioned, in Mass with, I almost said Olwen, with Rebecca.
Owen, I can be Owen.
But I will not be there this week, so y'all are going on without me. I'm gonna instead go somewhere nicer than here, but probably rainy, but still nicer than where I'm at right now. So, I don't think I have anything else to add other than we're ramping up towards the end of, the end of this chapter and the end of the chapter for the Fall of Uther, which may or may not coincide in different ways. We'll see where it goes. Lots of fun stuff, lots of drama. It'll be good. I think with that, I'll go ahead and close. But if you are yourself watching this and you are a streamer, we are looking for some guest spots. So please hit us up. If that's something that interests you. If you got a good camera, good mic, and you think you can participate and add something fun for a short bit to the game, please let us know. And I'll close there, but I'll first say welcome Avocado Craze, and thanks for the follow. Take care, everyone.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.